Oh, I am live. Alright, sparks up. That's how I do it.
What's up? You there?
There we go. Think that
Yeah.
stuff's working now.
Drinking Natty Daddy, man.
Got a little ultra to open. Some wine.
Yep.
And plus I got a whole case of these. That I think it's called 99 or something like that.
That 99 bananas is good. I've never had the grape.
At 49.5%, it should be a pretty good kicker, I would say. If I don't like it, I got a whole bottle I bought today of Jim Beam, so I don't like this. You know what? I've never thought about mix the two together. I got a whole case of these things.
Yeah, it'd probably be pretty good in that wine,
Mix
man.
the two together, some bourbon. Let's see. I was gonna say this for Valentine's, but that was yesterday. Miss Valentine's Day. Didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Let's see if this old wine cork thing though. You know, I don't drink enough wine to use these things. There we go. Oh, there we
There's nothing
go.
like a
Cork
good
top
old
right
glass
up.
there's nothing like a good old glass of wine.
Well, this stuff was $4, so and it's a pretty good brand. It's Behringer.
Yeah.
I usually don't drink wine. If I drink wine, it's a Merlot. I might drink a little Merlot now and then.
Yeah. You better give a review on that motherfucker.
Well, it ain't bad.
Yeah, hell
It's
yeah.
not like my Merlot. Well, shucks, I didn't bring a wine glass or a decanter down here. Well, I'll just have to drink the bottle then. Fuck it. Oh, ah,
I
here,
heard
I
that
guess.
99 grapes is pretty good though.
Yeah, mine. Yeah, there are. It says 750 plus awards, so must be pretty good wine. That's most wine connoisseurs are going to be sitting here. Drinking out of the bottle, but
Yeah.
to each his own. Ah,
Only liquor I got's Evan Williams at 190 proof Evan Williams.
I got Jim Beam in the house I picked up today, and that's three kinds: Red Stag, the Jim Beam Fire, and no, and the other one's Jack Daniels, the single barrel.
Yeah.
Although if I go to a party or something, I always tell them brown port. So as long as it's whiskey,
What's that stag? That cherry stag?
it's Jim Beam the Stag. It's like I like it. It good. I told you what I mixed it with earlier. I had Dr. Pepper. I mixed it with Dr. Pepper, and it was actually damn good.
Oh hell yeah!
And I found a new mix for the Fireball too. That was Dr. Pepper.
Hell. They say Fireball goes good with orange soda too.
Yes, it tastes like I don't ever had them like the atomic candies, like the cinnamon candies.
Yeah.
You think about that and mixing it with like orange Tic Tacs. The cinnamon with the orange, it's good.
Yeah.
People on my review channel, my cigars, they think I'm a fucking drunk. Sitting here drinking out of the bottle of wine. Well, shit. I usually don't buy them. If I want alcohol, I buy them by the bottle. I don't buy these little nips. There's like a shot and a half in here. 99 grape. Never had it. Let's see what this son bitch is all about.
It's probably pretty good.
It smells like. Sure. Try this bastard out. It's got the burn. Wow. Ooh. Got
It's
the burn. Remind me of a grape soda.
Hell yeah.
If I had a grape soda and you add that to somebody's grape soda without them knowing it,
they'd be drunk.
That's good. Let's see. Get me another beer here.
What beer are you drinking?
Michelob Ultra, and then I got Michelob Lager in the refrigerator.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a good live stream. Beer, wine, liquor, Jesus Christ. Now throw a joint in the mix.
Daddy of them
Been
all,
saving
man.
this, but I think I'm gonna smoke. Oh yeah, Natty. Well, I'll show you. I had one of them the other night. Natty Daddy, buy them in the big 25-ounce can. Can't get them $1.50 at my local liquor store.
Yeah.
Here it is.
I bought a 15-pack for
Right
$8.
All the time.
Fuck yeah.
5 ounces, 8%. I buy these all the time. $1.50. You can't get them per can.
Hell yeah.
Big boy too. I was gonna say this, but maybe I'll smoke it tonight.
What is
Let's see. A joint.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm gonna mix it though with the wine and stuff. Well, it's a sativa. I better not let them smoke sativa. I come near burning something down. So
They could have used you as Raleigh, man. They were short of funeral home workers down here. They was hiring them like $80 an hour. There's so many bodies piling up everywhere.
I missed out on a good buy on that one.
Yeah. Have y'all got a lot of? Have you had a lot of business down there? Or everybody's freaking dying.
No, but I've been to a lot of funerals here lately of my dad's old friends, and I've actually yesterday I went to a school friend of mine I went to school with.
Damn.
I've been to 6 funerals in the past week and a half.
Jesus Christ.
And a lot of these people I did not know. They were just friends of my father, so I went to the funerals and I didn't know how. Well, hell, they all had repass. I'll say it. They all had an open bar at their repasses. They had a pretty good repass afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I got a friend around for her because she lives in Philadelphia. I take care of her house down here for her. And she went with me. She said, and we walked in the place, she told the guy at the place in this venue we were at, a hall, like a church hall venue. She said, the bar and the buffet. She said, and she bar first.
Yeah.
I didn't know the lady drank. Come to find out, hell, she drank more than me.
Damn.
When you're standing at a bar, you're drinking straight tequila in an ice glass.
Damn.
Up to the brim of the. and you're throwing them back like shots. Yeah, you could drink. And them drive home. I was drunk.
Damn.
Then the funeral I went to this morning, cranky bitch. I'm gonna get a fucking glass. And then this morning I went to the funeral of old cranky bitch that lives up in the house here. That's always a good sign when you got a good place with you know who.
And does that police down
One
there?
of her friends.
Does that police down there still get you to help them solve cases and stuff?
The woman in the house here, the lady I live with,
Yeah.
best friend died, so I took a funeral this morning. I said, hell, I at a funeral. She ain't gonna cuss me out at the funeral.
Yeah.
No, they took her to repass, and she ain't had alcohol in a very long time. She's trying to quit drinking, which is probably better for both of us. My nerves so bad last night. I told the bartender, I said, she's just drinking plain Coke. I said, something in there she won't taste. I won't hear her the rest of the night because she's still laying in that house sleep.
I remember when that police force down there, they wanted you to help them find the serial killer a couple years ago. Remember? Did y'all ever catch that son of a bitch?
They did. They called it Louise. Dad was still alive when that happened.
You kept getting the bodies.
Dad was still alive.
Like, man, the same thing's happening to these bodies.
Mm-hmm. Dad was still alive. You know, Dad never did see that son of a bitch caught. He never did live long enough to see that motherfucker get caught.
You did,
Yeah. Wish I'd have been there when they caught him. When they caught him. If I got my hands together, if I'd have got to him first for law enforcement, wouldn't have to worry about putting him in jail. Plain and simple. Because I sit in this shed here and I ain't scared of no guy person. I got a sword hanging over here and a fucking machete sitting beside me. And a 45 caliber handgun right over there. And a lockbox fully loaded. I ain't scared of no one that comes to this property. And plus I got 2 police lights sitting right here. They're flashlights, they're high fucking beams. If I can get you in that fucking sights, if you're far enough and you hit me, I'm gonna let a couple rounds go to ain't hollow points and I'm gonna drop you.
You remember when you had to shoot them downwind when y'all were doing that fucking whiskey and that steel? You said you had to shoot downwind.
I was a little tiny fella. That was with Grandpa and Daddy. I still got a photo of that. Because my grandmother was set right at the still side. I was a little boy, and she took a picture of me shooting at him. I still got the photo. Thank fucking God it never went to the newspaper.
Man.
Mad at me firing on game wardens and shit. Yeah, that's a life sentence right there. I still got, I got the still. I still got that still. I ordered one off Amazon just yesterday.
Damn, a steel?
You can order stills off Amazon. You can order stills right off Amazon.
You'll be able to make your own sour mash and everything, man.
I wouldn't do sour mash in this. I prefer copper. I would build it myself. Still got the pattern grandfather had cut out of steel sheets of copper. But you can go
You
right
do the
on
math bills
Amazon.
and everything, don't you?
Yes, I know how to build a still. Yes, I've built one before.
Damn, what's the best like mash bill? Like, how'd you do it?
I ain't gonna give them a family recipe, but
I feel you.
the simple mash build is sweet corn malt. Put it in your barrel, let that cook in some water. Don't scorch it because it'll go to your flavor. Cook
Yeah.
it nice, slow, get a bash. Add 50 pounds of sugar to that. My dad always added fruits or apples or peaches. Let that all cook together. Put it in your barrel. Let it set for 5 days.
Damn.
Before that, you add your yeast when it's nice and cool. And guess what? You'll produce between 150 to 200 gallons of untaxed whiskey.
Damn.
And would go out and buy the copper tomorrow? Not copper, a sheet of good copper. I wrote it. With all this Rona crap president's acting, it's about $3,500 to buy a roll of copper.
Damn.
And to build a still like my grandfather had to take 7 rolls. His still held 2,500 gallons of mash.
Damn.
So his still was the size of a small car. And off for a run, you would probably get 600 gallons of untaxed whiskey.
If you're making a sour mash,
Just imagine hauling that.
how do you do the sour mash?
Sour mash is mashes ran once, and leave that mash in you still. Add the fresh sugar to it, and that's how you get the sour mash. The mash turns a little bit sour because it's already been fermented. Leave it in still. And here's the thing: you can.
Do you like old crew sour mash?
Yes. I prefer sour mash. That's why Jack Daniels. Jim Beam is in fresh, but I like Jack Daniels. It's sour mash whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes. I prefer sour mash.
You prefer scotch over anything, huh?
Mm-hmm. Scotch, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't tell me about scotch. I got to buy that today. I was going to, but they didn't have the kind of drink.
You like a good glass of scotch?
Oh, yeah. I love scotch now. Scotch, well, scotches you can go wrong because they're blending. They're not true scotches. It's just labeled scotch. Some bottles of scotch in the store, it's not real scotch. It's just labeled scotch because it has a percentage of scotch added to it. It's not real scotch. That's why I drink single malts.
You like Chivas Regal?
Yes. Don't put don't put a bottle of Chivas Regal in front of me and leave me alone with it for about 30 minutes. When you come back, that bottle will be empty. Someone did that to me. I was having a birthday party and left a bottle of Chivas Regal on the bar. He came back, the damn thing was empty. He said, I bought a bottle of scotch. I said, that's what I just said. You had a bottle of scotch. Drank it.
Damn, you telling them Mickey Otis, man.
I look like Albert Einstein with the hair. That's ridiculous.
You drinking the Michelob Ultras like water, right?
Yeah, that's why I mix it with the wine so I slow down. Now, back when I first had my YouTube tracing, is when I first did my YouTube video because she was on there and did my first Albert singing review. Let's just shouldn't have been on YouTube. But she watched me on the next live stream I did a live stream when I first started my YouTube. I chose 3 bottles of this stuff. The wine wasn't this, and then my dumb as hell, I was already half and someone on the live stream bet me I couldn't drink a gallon of Jack Daniels, the big bottle. Well, I done throw that down in the old hatch. I don't remember much of that live stream. Where the hell did he go? Where in the fuck did he go? I gotta go to YouTube. But I don't remember much of that live stream. Got fucked up. Don't remember much after that. That's that's weird. I just sat here and myself. Fuck the hell. Because I don't need permission to do that. My bad wine. I must say. We got that. That fits me, I guess. Trying to figure out where the hell Matt went, but I don't know where the fuck he went. So I guess I'm gonna leave this live stream open for a couple hours. Anybody wants to come up on the panel, if you're watching, get your ass up on the sun. All I can say, I'll be sitting here getting about 2 sheets to the wind, I would say. I think another person checked out. Who wants to talk about? Okay, okay, Arlo, then this Daniel, whoever the I know who you are. I'm just yeah, so okay, goody. Hell, might have the three amigos back up here again. Never know what's going to happen on mine, Daniels. You know who's going to surprise another. I've been thinking, you guys had anybody watch me? Hell, I've been thinking I gotta get back to my old ways. More live stream followers. I had more people come in there. When I was hitting the bottle a little hard. Well, maybe I'll do that again. Get my views up. Double fisted wine, shots, beer. I get some whiskey in the mix, and we'll have all the deadly sins. All is missing is gambling. Now we can bet how long my liver's gonna hold out. Oh, it's been a hard ass son of a bitch. I think Dylan is going with me. Trey knows the truth. Yes, we can also talk about the bullshit. What the fuck's wrong with that? I feel like something. Not sure if I did. Oh, here we go. I'm getting the phone up in here.
How's it going?
Dang, there we go. Pretty good. I had Matt up here. He said he'd be right back. I think he had to handle.
What, Gronzik?
Yep.
Yeah, he does that.
I told
Silence.
one of these
Tuesday,
nights.
get drunk.
Yes. Well, I missed Valentine's. I know that, but I missed Valentine's Day. I forgot yesterday was Valentine's Day. So I said I'll have my own Valentine's on the stream. Yeah. I forgot today was Valentine's Day. So I said Tuesday, get drunk. Okay. I don't know if I bought enough alcohol to make myself drunk or not, but I'm going to try.
You're the old college try.
Yeah, the old college try. Well, I'm mixing 9 grape, wine, and beer, plus the whiskey in the house. I'm tempted to smoke this joint, so.
Rock on.
Give it the old or the old sailor try like Dad used to. The old sailor try.
I'll drink kombucha while you drink your wine.
And you know me and wine. I've been on one of your live streams with the wine a long time ago. That's my kryptonite.
It is. You know how you get on the wine.
I was in a live stream, not a live stream, what am I saying? I was in a restaurant yesterday, right? And they said, for something special, I said, no, I just want liver and onions. Regular meal. And got an old fashioned. So at the end of it, they brought me a piece of chocolate cake, right, with the red sprinkles and the heart on top. And I was thinking the bartender was, but come to find out when I woke up one, they would have for Valentine's Day. I guess felt sorry for me because I didn't have a girl with. I didn't know yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I was just
Singles
the
Awareness
bartender. Yeah. Mm. Well, I had a nice meal yesterday. I had liver onions. Turned out to be a pretty good day for myself.
Day. Nice.
Treat, and you know, and I always say this: treat yourself. Always, if you got a little extra money in your pocket, treat yourself to a nice meal once in a while.
I agree with that.
Treat yourself. Hell, you want to go see a movie and no one goes with you, who cares? You gotta treat yourself. You work and get money, hey, you deserve to treat yourself now. And
It's true.
oh, the rest of hell, I was sitting there talking to myself. So
Yeah.
I do that all the time, though. Hell, I can be sitting in my room at nighttime and I'll start having a conversation with my very own self.
Yeah. Well, your own best company, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so. I found out yesterday was Valentine's Day, and you know, I don't like to say much on the live stream, but you know, the in the house, the one said the time on the live stream. Yeah, I watched my old live stream videos, so I know what y'all. Old crazy pants up in the house.
Yeah.
I always fight with her. That's given. What can you do?
She's your aunt, you know?
I know she's not. Tracy knows the truth. No, she's not.
No.
Oh, motherfucker. So I gave her a Valentine's card today.
Good.
Had money into it because you can get that motherfucker anything at Christmas. She allowed to hit you over the head with it. So
Hard person.
I gave her okay, and she come back in this motherfucking place. She said, I got what I wanted. I looked down, hell, she done bought 2 cases of vodka. Yeah, she drinks heavy. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And probably the drug use doesn't help. So. That's how I think.
What kind of drugs is she on?
Here lately, it's a type of prescription pill she can get that she doesn't get from pharmacy.
Prescription pills she doesn't get from a pharmacy?
She gets it off the street. Oxy, perk, anything like that, she'll take it.
She should probably watch herself with that.
She got a batch this morning, and well, we went to the funeral together when we came home. I told the bartender, I said, you didn't see what I just did. Bitch wants to keep hitting me every night. I put about 6 of them in a drink. He been asleep ever since.
Wait, so she gets like physically aggressive with you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she's in punch more than one shit. It's not a morning without her slapping me, so I've gotten used to it. You slap me, I take one of your shirts out in the backyard and I'll burn, bitch. And I've done it.
Shit.
We got ready to go for the funeral, and she said something to me. I said, do you want your earrings to be gone next?
Damn.
She said, "You touch my earrings and I'll pee." I said, "Yeah, you have no guns and I had to keep the gun safe." So I said, "If you come towards me one time in a second," I said, "I'll cut your fucking throat."
Sounds like a pretty toxic relationship.
Oh, we're okay right now. I mean, she's only slapped me a couple times in the last week, so we're in a pretty good. It ain't like she used to say on my live streams. The time she said she hadn't had me. I'm used to it. I just find something not to turn her ass in, just go against her shit. What can she do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put them in the. We went to a funeral this morning. I just told the bartender, I said, "You didn't just see what I put in the drink." I said, "She'll be fine, sleep the entire night and leave me the fuck alone." She said, "Sir, is that smart, crushing that much and putting in her?" I said, she's like an old racehorse or a big old elephant. It's going to take a lot to knock her down for Christ's sake." Oh, she went to 3 passes. She went to get that second drink and went to the bathroom, come back. I was up talking to the guy's son. The guy passed away, his son, and she's sitting at the table. Lily fell over in her cake. It's time to sleep. I don't know if she was asleep or passed out. One of the two. They helped me put her in the truck. I said, "You know, Michael, it would have been a shame if you would have accidentally bumped her head." When I got her in the house. And let me tell you, somebody felt every single step I drug her up to get her in this house. She and bitch, she went hard in the hell. What did I do? I'm gonna say on the fucking floor. Remembers going to the reef. I think I got I thought about something with her. I said, "You know, she gets drunk like that and gets very abusive. We'll just stay outside until she gets to the point where she can't end.
That's one way to do
Then
it.
I have to be the one to put her to bed." Well, a month ago, she was drunk as hell in the kitchen. She turned over the dining room table. She leaned against it. The whole shebang went over the floor. And the shelf was just leaning. Now, the desk got probably 1,000 pounds of tools on it, right in the dining room. And I thought to myself, why don't I just let that shelf slide and go on top of her? I can say it's always accidental, you know. She was drunk, hell, fell in four, and the damn she grabbed that and fell on. But no, I put the shelf back up right. Took her down the hallway. Next morning, she said, "Thank you for not letting that fucking shelf on me." Listen, I was thinking about it. From that point on, we've had understanding. Because she was hollering for me, and I'm just standing there. The damn shelf is leaning. Only thing holding it is the end table of the living room, and my hand was on that end table.
Yeah.
I looked right in her face that night, and I said, "You know what?" And she just looked at me. I could have, if I wanted to. If I'd have pulled in that fucking stand, had fell on it right over top of her head. It would have. I didn't. I think that's what we gotta understand. It'll come a couple slaps a week because she doesn't think I understand what she's saying. Half the time I can't understand what she's saying, but she stayed drunk most of the time or high as a kite. So. Never see the Three Stooges, how they talk like, yeah, that's her sometimes. You can't understand what she's saying.
Is she did she like break a leg or something? Like, does she have some kind of medical injury while she like does so many drugs?
No. Well, years ago she broke her ankle, but that was in the 90s. She just gets the drugs by any means.
Well, it can definitely be tough. Well, it typically is tough living with someone like that.
And she told me the other day, she said, well, hell, you smoke marijuana. I said, it's prescribed. I have a medical marijuana card that's prescribed.
Yeah.
And she's sitting outside with me. That was a couple of days ago. I had the bonfire. I had to actually burn barrel one because I was burning personal papers. But I was sitting there, I lit up a joint, right? And she said, you want thing? I'm going in the house. I said, yeah, bring me a beer. So we sat down that thing together. I thought, if she freak out, she gonna slam into that mother. And I lit a joint, right? He gave me the beer. I said, here, you want a puff? I said, you said no, they just look at it. I said, I knew what period you grew up in, the hippies and shit. I said, here. We smoked a joint together. So.
That's good.
And then afterwards, she said, hey, take two of these. I said, Heather, I don't want the. I said, you can take them aftermarket and get them off the streets and stuff. And you can take all the fucking pills you want. I don't want none of them. I said, that's fentanyl. It's probably fentanyl for taking, but. Then she told me, she said, you take me down there to Lexington Park. She said, hell, I know where I can get an 8-ball real quick. I said, you want me to do? I said, I said, no, I've done that stuff once. I ain't doing it again. The hospital, college part to one, and they sitting around. Have I used hard drugs? Yes. Have I used hard drugs because of the person I live with? Yes. Would I use them again? Probably not. I like the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
I shot 4 years. What she uses, is it heroin? Yes.
Yikes.
Black tar. I've gone in that room before. There's a spoon sitting on the goddamn floor there. Wood floor is burnt from the spoon when she passed out. She's still got a syringe in her fucking arm. Do I take care of her? You know she treats me that way. Yeah, I take care of her.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I'm thinking one of these mornings we'll go in that motherfucker though, and it's gonna be 2 sheets to the shit, and she gonna be the midst of Lord and Savior.
Some problems have a way of taking care of themselves.
Especially with her. Because she's in full liver failure. She's got cirrhosis, so.
Oh.
No, with hers, they can't do a thing about it. It's too far gone. Plus hepatitis, so. Yeah. She's got lung legion, lung problems, so. I told her,
liver failure isn't a death sentence these days, right?
hers, I don't even the doctor told her, he said, if you stop and I get you on the list, you can survive. She said, stop what? She said, my drug use? I ain't stopped that.
Yeah, well, she's got to do that. They're not going to give her a liver if she doesn't stop doing drugs.
Yeah, she's not going to stop. That's she's done this.
I think you need to be sober for 6 months. Yeah.
Well, hell, I was born under the influence of. They had to give me methadone when I was a baby, for Christ's sake. So.
Oh, you're a methadone baby?
Yes.
Oh.
Because I don't like to say mother.
Right.
And Tracy, Dad went and he said, she'll still be the same. And damn it, she ain't. I like to go in sometimes. And now I said the point shit. This one hell I had to pay. Let go, car insurance. Took your advice. I got the fucking insurance back. Jesus Christ. Got the truck insurance. They said all I had to do is make one payment. They would transfer the policy fully to my name. So wait till she finds out about that. That'll be like Hurricane Irene coming to the house. But
is she not allowed to drive anymore?
Oh, she's got so many tickets in it. She got to go to court on Monday. She said, "Well, you stand up there and just say like a good witness." I said, if she go to jail, she's gonna have the tease and probably die from that. Yeah, I go to court. I do always.
Yeah,
I'm going to district court. I've gone to district court, circuit court. I've probably been in the district and circuit court so many times. When we go through the door of my mother, I called that bitch my mother again. They know me when I go into district and circuit court. Not a traffic offense. No, she drove last week and her fucking license is suspended. So. The Ford truck, the white one I drive, that was impounded. Her ass went to jail. Middle of the fucking night. I don't know nothing about it until 2 in the fucking morning. Police beating on my goddamn door. I look on the silver sheen in there. I open the goddamn door with a pistol in my hand. That's the damn sheriff's department.
Oh.
So I put it on the table and they see me take the magazine out and take the round out and everything. I said, what's the problem? He said, she was arrested. I said, oh, for fuck. He said, there's a £10 fee and all like that. He said, it's under your name. So he said, we're going to release the vehicle to you anytime you want to get it. But he said, she's in lockup. If you want to pay her bail. So what do? Hell, go with them first. Go to lock truck. My ass to the jail and I get her ass out. Middle of is like 3:30 in the fucking morning. Here she comes. She said, "Dude, bail me out of trouble." I said, "This is the last fucking time." I said, "This is your suspended license." I said, "You have 38 DUIs on your license."
It's a lot.
I think because her brother used to be the judge down here. I guess a lot of breaks. They ain't gonna give her a break on this court case we're going to. My dad always said family will hurt you the most,
Yeah.
but you always stuck for your family. And I mean, you've been on live streams before, and you heard her in the house, and said this woman, yip yip yeah, in her mouth gets to you. It gets to you, and I live with her.
Yeah, she sounds pretty mean.
Mean ain't half of it. I mean, she's very well. I don't know if that came from her past boyfriends before she married my father. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right with you.
Okay.
See, the old shit I had, hell, all I had to do was stand up. And ain't got no holes in it.
There's holes right there. Yeah.
Lord, me and this mother. One of these times I'm gonna go in there and get out. I'm gonna get myself. Poor woman. Wish she wasn't so out of her fucking drugs. Like yesterday, people asked me, why the hell did you buy a 45 caliber handgun? One of these times I'm gonna slip. I'm just gonna go in there and put her out of fucking misery. Better me doing it in the damn courts. Better go check, make sure she ain't bombing on the damn self. Let me go pay a check and make sure he's bombing in the fucking church on the bottom.
Hopefully everyone out there is having a good Wednesday. Oh, I found pepper. That's not a pepper. I don't know what that is. Good though. Well, waiting on Joseph. I'll hold down the fort. Be sure to subscribe to Joseph Cigar Review Battles Jr. if you haven't already. Only person I see in the chat here was Crazy Bird saying, "Hey, Joseph." Crazy Bird reminds me of a music video that I have on my old channel that nobody will ever find, called Orlo Books. Good luck trying to find it. But it had a Pretty weird looking bird that looked just like Crazy Bird. Don't look for it. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. That is the next part of that song. Commencing countdown, engines on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. This is ground control to Major Tom. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. 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 I found out if I talk in a certain way, I can sound a little bit better. I have to use my voice acting skills. And then my voice doesn't sound so raspy. I don't like that cadence, though. I need to learn how to modify it. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy brown river. Unique New York. Unique New York. New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Du hast mich. Du hast mich. try some poetry. Crawl into a curl, unravel a meadow yearn, learn to hurl the lulls all summer days, proceed falls, wrap around the howling halls, negative spaces cage you. It builds the foundation too. Top is bottom is red is white. Surrender that to win the fight. Empty out conceptions that block light. Just as vibrations create solids, stillness opens eyelids. Just as vibrations create solids, stillness opens eyelids. Just as vibrations create solids, stillness opens eyelids. Swirl into a ball, gather round the window. Quill is in a trance and dancing to your lungs. Gus, I type as I stare at revision. Stillness opens eyelids. Did you know? Let me try this again. Did you know that the wind blows? Five men walk into a bar. Five men walk into a bar. Five men. Five men walk into a bar. Five men walk into a bar. They sit down at the bar. They drink a beer. They do not produce two pitches at once as they speak. Their voice is clear. People can understand what they are saying. This is good practice.
I'll do that. Crazy.
Hello. Hey.
But should be okay.
I think your connection might be a little laggy there. Well, let's hope that Joseph comes back. Dear Jesus, this sounds petty, but would you please let Joseph back into his own stream? In your holy name, amen.
I think I got it fixed that time. There we go. Ow.
Rock on.
Switched from a phone to no. Yeah, switched from that to the tablet. Now I fucked something up there.
Yeah. So how you doing? Everything going well inside?
She's passed out on the sofa, throwing up like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Changed out the bowl and she's still on the sofa throwing up her guts. So
Well, she's gonna feel pretty shitty tomorrow, I bet.
yeah, probably. And she just told me she loved me,
Aw. Oh.
which is not of the ordinary. Yeah, she's been tying one on, let's just say the last week or so.
Did she go through any kind of like recent trauma or someone pass away or
Her best friend passed away, so yes, we went to that this morning. So
yeah, well she's probably just trying to sort through that in her own way. Maybe.
mm, I know she got up and gave the eulogy at the funeral in the church, so I guess it's hit her harder than she. I never really liked the woman that died. I didn't like her.
Yeah.
She always got my mother involved in more bad habits than we shouldn't mention on here.
Gotcha.
Because she had the mother down, and when she passed away, the officers came to the house and told my mother. So she was the next of kin for her. They found her passed out behind a dumpster with a syringe still in her fucking arm. So it wasn't no shock to me that the bitch had OD'd. It wasn't just a shock.
Yeah. Well, so she's probably trying to sort through all that, but hopefully maybe that's an eye opener for her to change her ways.
Nah, she asked me in the house something. She said, "Hand me a spoon."
To eat some cereal.
Yeah, we can say eat some cereal. That's what so long I had to heat something up. Because she's too shaky at the moment. She can't do a thing. So
Hmm.
I've always thought of something. I said, you know what? Y'all heard a lot of shit on my live stream from her. Number one, way she talks to people. But if something was to happen to her, I'd probably be beside myself, and I don't know why. It's like I'm the idiot.
I don't think that makes you an idiot. If you love somebody who's blood related, even if they're not blood related, you can love people who are complete fuck ups.
But when she told me, "I love you," and hugged me, I had my hand on my knife in my pocket. I said, "My God, is she telling me love me and hug me? She gonna try to choke me or something?" No, she's sick as hell in the house. She's sick as hell. She's vomiting up. I looked right at her. I said, "No, it's because you hadn't had what." Maybe I shouldn't hide the stuff from her, but Try to watch how much she takes of the shit. Maybe I do wrong by helping her when she's like that. I don't know. Maybe I do wrong by. Then tomorrow morning she'll probably wake up and beat the fuck out of me tomorrow morning because she ain't gonna remember nothing about today. So it's what it is, I guess.
Quad is quad.
Like tonight when I was just in there, I was tempted.
Why don't you just video record her and show it to her later? That could be fun.
Oh, she doesn't know I got a. That's where my phone is, in the living room. Behind the TV where she can't see it with the camera thing at the bottom recording her right now. So hopefully tomorrow morning she doesn't take it when I show it to her and bust that phone over my head. But plus I'm going. Plus I won't be here after Thursday. So tomorrow, that's Thursday. Plus after tomorrow evening, I don't have to worry about it for at least a week. So
I should go on vacation.
no, I'm going to Mardi Gras.
Oh,
Louisiana. My uncle, her brother, invited me down to Louisiana. So I took him off an offer. I said, well, you know what? I don't believe it. I said, give me a plane ticket. He bought me a plane ticket. I'm taking my ass to Louisiana for a week. I haven't told her nothing about it. I'm just going to pack my shit up tomorrow morning, drive up to Reagan National, and get my ass on a plane.
yeah. Are you going to update your channel once you're over there?
Oh, yeah. Because I plan on going live stream right from Mardi Gras.
Nice.
My uncle said you deserve a vacation from my sister.
So when is Mardi Gras again?
Well, on Tuesday is the Mardi Gras party I'm going to in Louisiana.
So that's next week.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do a local thing. I told him, I said, you got to take me to Bourbon Street. I said, let's go to one bar and just walk on down the street and then come up the next hour. I mean, he said, that don't you get wasted on my ass. He said, I said, you don't know how much I can drink if I really want to. I've never met my mother's brother.
Well,
he was there. He held me when I was confirmed. Oh, Joe, and then hello, Uncle Larry. One of these times, Uncle Larry gonna come on these rascals.
Hey, Uncle Larry.
I'm just talking about the old Southern witch in the house. But I'm gonna do Bourbon Street when I'm down there. I know that.
Yeah.
Today's crossword puzzle. I don't want to do the crossword puzzle now. What are they fucking?
Do you do the crossword puzzles?
Oh yeah, I got an app on this tablet. I do every day crosswords every day. And usually, Usually I can complete them within a minute, minute and a half. Most of the clues, I can complete them real quick. Someone asked me, they said, how the hell, even in the newspaper, like the crosswords, I can do them lickety split. Even Sudoku, or it's a Sudoku or Sudoku. It's a number Sudoku.
Sudoku.
Oh yeah, I can do a puzzle like that in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. 1 through 9, and you figure out what the numbers they start with. It has to add up to something at the bottom. It's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Now, Dan, you used to do the occasional cigarette on your channel.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still smoke cigarettes or if you gave those up too.
Every once in a while, I'll toke a cigarette. I mean, I was going to yesterday, and my friend, my coworker. Oh, Boost. What's that?
Newport Boost.
Menthol.
Yeah, let me.
What is it?
Myself
Do you pop a bubble or something? Or?
Let me just do a single layout and I'll show it to you.
Okay.
It's just like the Camels. Menthol to more menthol.
Oh, so yeah, you can like click a
all
button.
You do is right on the filter. I'll show you. Let's see. Yep. It's just like Camels. Yep. They done put out their own more menthol, I guess. And try them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, that's probably
bubbles are kind of hard to pop. You gotta use 2 hands to pop them. They're kind of stiff in it.
Yeah, you could probably bite down on them, but I wouldn't do that. Yeah, that sounds like it's kind of sick that I'd probably.
I haven't smoked a cigarette like this before, and had the bubble pop. And I was drunk. I smoked it from the other end, so I smoked the whole entire filter.
Yeah. You don't
wouldn't do that
again. Yeah, so it sounds like they're kind of trying to go the Camel Crush route, which is neat. Yeah, I might grab a pack and then just get the rest for my mom.
And let me tell you something. When you hit that, now Newport's always been a good cigarette, in my opinion. I know it's in the it's my live stream. I won't say it. Yeah, I will say in a black community, I know the Newport menthol. Hell, they buy Newport menthol, at least around here. Because I've been to black parties around here, like a picnic or something on the 4th of July. And let me tell you something. I don't smoke Newports or that or Winston Reds or yeah. This is delicious. Yeah. This here, that's delicious as hell. It feels like you got mouthwash in your mouth, like it's going to your lungs. This is nice menthol here. Good cigarette. Well, you smoking one of them vapes?
Yeah. And these rascals.
Oh, Delta 8.
Yeah. It's one of those.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just said it's Delta 8.
Yeah.
Won't make your eyes.
A lot of people tell me I should get my medical card though. I might.
Yeah, you should. I say you should get your damn card.
Yeah.
I use medical marijuana. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, it's beneficial.
And where I live, starting July 3rd, recreational use is available as well.
Yeah, that's where it all should go. I think you should get a discount if you're a medical patient, but I think everyone should be able to buy it.
They should decriminalize it and they should decriminalize marijuana.
Yeah, it's not harmful. I mean,
These young teenagers, I would rather see them smoke a tree than be wrapped around one coming from a party. If they drink alcohol, I would rather see them smoke a tree than be wrapped around one.
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
What they gonna do? Hell, they gonna get stoned. Half of them gonna freak the fuck out and get in the shower or something, think something wrong with them. Or they're gonna eat up the damn pantry. I think it's a lot better than alcohol. Hell, and they think they can drive and get out on the fucking road and they go wrap around a fucking tree and
Yeah. And marijuana's never killed anybody. It's never even caused an organ to shut down.
no, because your brain has those receptacles into it. So
Yeah, the cannabinoid receptors. Yeah. Yep. Weed's been around longer than the human race.
that's how they make hemp ropes and stuff. Rope out of hemp.
Yeah. Yeah, hemp's good stuff. They even can make fuel out of it.
Yep, they can. Even CBD, because I give it to my freaking dog over here. CBD helped him. Jesus Christ, he just turned what, 16? He's in the house.
Sometimes animals are the best way because there is no placebo effect with like a dog. They don't know that they're eating a pill, but if you see them actually improving, then you know that like it's definitely something's happening. Yeah.
Like on my Facebook page, when I'm in the floor with St. Nicholas. Now, St. Nicholas, he is 16 years old. Now, he is got cataracts and stuff in his eyes, and he can't hear what he used to.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason we're laying like that is because of the fact that, well, I got off balance with him in my arms, and he kind of jumped up, and we both went back in the floor, and the phone took the picture. That's my Christmas greeting to most of my friends. Me and the dog laying against a water cooler on the freaking floor because I went back. That dog is 1915. Let's see. I got him January 1st, 2008. 8 to 18 is 10. Now he's close to almost. He's 12 years? No. Yeah, 12 years. No. He's older than that. Let's see. Go on my fucking. I'm going to go on my Facebook. Let's see. Because I posted St. Nicholas and me. So let's see. And now he's an old fat rascal. I will say that. He can stand to lose a few pounds. Now, Nicholas, he can stand to lose. Let's just say my doggy's a little overweight. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be. Oh, there's Clay. Oh, goddamn, here it comes. The three amigos. Here we come. I can see this happen. Here we go.
I'm trying to start my computer up right now so I could switch. What should I drink? Should I drink Coors Banquet? Free State Oat Milk Stout? Or should I drink a 9% alcohol IPA?
I would go with either the stout or the IPA.
I would do the IPA because it's going to take a little bit to catch up to me. So I would do the 9% for right now.
I've already had like 3-4 beers tonight. Well, this one's 9%. The Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah.
Do that one.
I'm trying to find it.
Now, Voodoo Ranger, that's a good beer right there. I've had it multiple times.
This is their Imperial IPA. Oh, right there it says alcohol 9% under the barcode. But I don't know if you can see it.
Well, I took a bottle of wine out of the bottle, so.
I told Richard about that beer.
No, I told him and you and Matt Grosnick and Legendary about it.
Bourbon, but
You were like, IPA, what is that? International
Yeah.
Prostitute Association? I was
Yeah,
like,
I don't
no.
want to drink that. And you're like, no, Dan, it's a type of beer.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, tell me more, Clay.
I was like, Indian Pale Ale. When the British would ship it from India, they'd put whole handfuls of hops in it.
Get your pigeon in the background, Pidgeotto.
To my YouTube channel Toron Calicon.
What the fuck is this? Some bullshit popped up.
Yeah,
See him up there?
yeah, I see Pidgeotto. He's got a nice little green sheen to his feathers. I like that. It's a handsome bird. Yeah.
how the hell do I put that in the stream? I wonder.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink that Voodoo Ranger. It's
Well,
9%,
Daniel,
so
maybe you
put
can help.
some lead in my pencil.
What?
I'm on my Facebook on the other page. How the hell do I post a photo or I have to post a link to Facebook for it? I was gonna show you guys
Photo for what? The StreamYard?
me and Nicholas on my Facebook when I fell back in the floor with Nick in my arms.
Oh, so it's a picture. It's a picture you already
Hold
have.
on. I got Clay add the stream on Jesus Christ.
Why
Okay, he's on. Okay, there you go on your computer. So I would have to, but y'all won't see it on here, will you? Or can I do it?
You just go where there's like the little photo button, and then you can choose a photo.
No, I'm doing it separate. I'm on StreamYards, but I'm also on the Facebook online. I'm using my tablet.
Oh, are you using the app or the browser-based website?
On my tablet, I'm using StreamYards. So yeah, I'm on the app. Let post and download. Oh, well, okay.
See, I just posted this on my Facebook. That's my mom with the neighbor's dog.
How do you make it like 3D like that?
Yeah, there's a feature where you can click 3D. It's really cool. It's like holographic almost.
That is cool. Is it on iPhone only, or is it on like any phone?
No, this is Samsung, dude. S22.
Dude, I like Android too. It's weird because like every gay guy I know has an iPhone.
Yeah.
You know, Richard.
My mom put on my new picture. You know how I have my new picture on Facebook? She put, look, oh, yeah, I gotta click it. My son, my hero, my heart. Why would you put that? My son, my hero, my heart. It's such a weird thing. Clay, why didn't you respond to what I said?
Should I respond to your mom on that comment and be like, I thought I was your hero in your heart?
Yeah, do it.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Shut up. You told me last night I was your hero in heart.
Yeah, you said that you're my mom. Remember you told me last night you're my mommy.
You told me last night.
She's gonna like tell me, she's gonna be like, who's this Clay guy? You're like, oh, he's from the street.
Maybe I should be both your mommies or something. Jesus. Sounds like y'all get in trouble every time you exit out of the group. Days. Still trying to find
You dare me to comment? Be like, shut up. Dan told me everything. You're such a terrible person.
Oh.
Now, Saint Nick, I'm gonna post your ass on this page. I'm not gonna have to grab you up. Don't fucking fight me for Christ's
Clay, I
sake.
feel like you don't understand sarcasm sometimes.
No, I do have sarcasm. That's why it'd be funny. Your mom would be like, "What are you telling people, Dan?
No,
What the fuck are you?" Dan told me everything you did to him when he was a child. You sick person.
oh, water under the bridge, Clay.
I do it as that. That won't
Dan
come
told
up.
me about the horrors of childhood. You need help, lady. You know that'd be funny. Like, you know, it'd be hilarious if you saw my mom comment on front of mine and you're just like, Clay told me everything you did to him. You're a sick person. He was just a child. That would be so funny.
It's funnier to talk about than actually do. I think that's
No,
the
it's
problem.
funny to do because then, you know, my mom would call me like first thing and be like, "What the fuck are you telling people? What is this about?" It would be fucking hilarious.
Stress in their life. Their reputation is being ruined. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's funny. What is that? A poodle?
It's mixed with a poodle. It's a poodle golden retriever.
Oh, a poodle.
It's a full size, like standard poodle. It's like a really fucking smart dog. And when they're full size, they're like a lab, you know?
Yeah, this is what it looks like. Or what she looks like. Her name's Kylie.
Oh, a Labradoodle.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
That's golden retriever and poodle mixed together.
Yep, Labradoodle. They call them Labradoodles or a Reaver Doodle. I think Laid on the Creek has a retriever mixed with a poodle. He's a pretty smart dog.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
I see your picture, Joe.
Your new it's profile. On my Facebook if you want to see it. I fell back in the floor. Dan, if you go to my Facebook, it's the next post is on January 21st.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady in your cover photo? Is that your first wife?
No, that's my grandmother.
Oh.
No longer with us. She was in the nursing home. No longer with us. She passed away. She was 99 when she went. So
that sucks. All my grandparents are dead now, except for one grandma. But she's
the photo I was going to show you guys. One I'm laying back with the water and all the coats. That's Saint Nicholas I was holding in my arm. He's a little old fool. He's an old lots of pug. That's him.
Yeah.
He can't see the best anymore. His hearing is clean went. So you can literally be. But he's been outside before, and I fired a gun behind him. He didn't even move. He didn't hear it. So he's old.
I'm trying to fit my headphones perfectly between the lines.
You ever get this Voodoo Ranger IPA, Joe?
No, I've had the IPA.
It's real strong. It's like they have so many that are like 9 and 10% and shit, and they're pretty good.
I've had Voodoo Ranger before, regular one. Yeah, that's the one, Voodoo Ranger.
This is the Imperial IPA, though.
No, I ain't had that. I've had Voodoo Ranger. Pretty good.
Yeah. It's made over there by you guys in, like, I think North Carolina or something. Or West Virginia or something.
All I have to do is cross there and not
it hurts. Yeah, I got some fermented chili paste.
It's made in Asheville, North Carolina. Fermented chili paste for what?
Fermented chili paste.
Yeah, isn't that like an ingredient you're supposed to put in like soup or something? Or like
you can. It can be used as a dip, a marinade, or a sauce, or it can be used like in like I think it would taste really good in noodles, like because it's got this nice savory taste to it.
Yeah, an Asian ingredient I love that's similar, but in Philippines, like they use it in a lot of their cooking, but so do a lot of like Thai and shit. Is that shrimp paste?
Yep.
Paste is an awesome ingredient.
I'm starting to get into the paste life. Yeah, I'm very curious what I can make. Man, my
I
mouth's
also like fish sauce. Like fish sauce is good. If you're gonna cook like ramen and
Good
shit, like
dog.
fish sauce is a really good ingredient.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be like fish sauce though, you know, except it's fermented chili and it's garlic flavored, so it's like it's a lot like that. It's got like the same umami.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the
It's
chili
like
oil.
umami, like mushrooms. Yes, same flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cook, so yeah, I know about it.
I told Clay about cooking because I took some cooking classes once. My kid
Dan
was
said
a
that.
chef.
Dan said that's my mom. And I was like,
He's always
that's my mom.
cook.
Yeah, Clay secretly wants to be a chef. I'm just
See,
that's
making
Dan's
notes.
thing. Is he'll like point something out that you said in the past and then like apply it to him and then joke.
Yeah. Then it never
You
gets
always
old.
Question mark.
Does it?
Never get old.
You know that was fun to just say that.
I'm in this group called the Golden Dawn. She's like, shut up, Clay.
It's like the question marks because even though I do my hair right,
Yeah.
and I hold his hair back. Watch this. It's always a question mark right here. It's a question mark.
Oh,
I get
Holy
curls
shit.
too.
why don't you just get some scissors and cut it?
How I like my own hair.
You should not cut your own hair.
When you got a haircut that one time though, you did look good. Like I noticed, like you had a lot of women viewers at that time. It was like probably 6 months ago. You got a haircut.
I
We're
know,
like-
and I watched back through the last few weeks. I've watched all my live streams I've ever had.
Yeah. Maybe you were
That's
a
why-
dame. You just got a haircut, and everyone was like, "Damn, Joe, you looking like a snack."
Looking like a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I've been beating off the women lately because of my haircut. Like they don't get it, you know.
I've been beating off to
Not
women
just-
too lately.
I'm just a piece of meat, you know?
I've been beating off to women a lot lately.
Don't hold still.
Is that what you just said? I've been beating off to women.
No, beating off the women. You know,
Oh,
like beating off the women with a stick because I'm so handsome.
I've been beating off the women too.
I'll be right with you guys. I'm just
I have a hat that has that logo on it.
two in the pink, one the stink.
Yeah. Should I wear my two in the pink, one in the stink hat that I never wear because nobody knows what it means?
Have you actually ever done that?
Yeah. Like every time I've ever had sex doggy style, I always am like a big fan of like putting my thumb in their butt.
Yeah, but that's different than two in the pink, one in the stink.
Not really. It's fun to like see
put
if
it
they.
to me so I can do something real quick.
What the hell happened? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What's going on?
What happened, Joe?
Don't know.
Are you about to end it?
I'm trying to see what the fuck I laid down when I sit down.
Are you about to be like, I'll be right back and just end it?
No. I'm back here. Let's see what the fuck. I gotta.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah.
This is cool too, I guess.
It froze on my head. It looks like it froze like in a weird way where he looks like kind of a monster or something. Is that how it looks for you? Like, is his face all like cloudy?
Yeah, no, it is. He's like a faceless Joe. It's like a thumb face.
It's like
Just take a picture of it.
Slender Man, Joe.
Yeah,
Slender
actually,
Man.
I'm gonna take a picture of it now too.
I just did.
Well, I know you did. That's why I have to now.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard the shutter sound, so I was just like,
Hey guys, it's me. You better take those panties off, you old bitch. Oh,
that's just me now.
Because remember last time he's like, I will be right back, and he went to end it, and he just left, and it was just like me and you.
Yeah.
You're like an hour.
And now it's just me, but we can, that doesn't hear you. You're just there. Just
Yeah.
the incorporeal clay. Yeah. Oh man, I was joking to Richard about this. Like if you know how like the abyss, like if you stare at the abyss long enough, it'll stare back at you.
Yeah.
Oh, we were saying like what if like there was a clay abyss and like you stare into it and it just responds back. Yeah.
Maybe. It's like my go-to. People make fun of me because I'll say yeah a lot, or I'll say dang. I'll be like dang. Mainly the Filipinos over there, because like dang is not a word in their vocabulary, so I have to explain like, oh, it's like the polite way to say damn.
Yeah.
And they're
When
like,
you
why
do
would
say
you say
damn,
that? It's not even
normally
close.
when you say damn, that's normally when you're getting bored. You're like, damn.
I know. That's what I do. Like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, I gotta go. Gotta go wash my chickens.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least I'm not like Richard, where I'm like, okay, guys, I gotta go.
I'm a divorced, whatever.
Yeah. I'm not disguising my voice, so nobody knows I'm gay.
I'm not using a voice changer.
They put me with this gay roommate. Everyone kept kicking his ass and making fun of him, so they figured he'd be a good fit here.
So how'd you treat him? I treat him like a prince.
Yeah.
That's how the Mennonites are.
I treated him like a wife.
I was very respectful to his pronouns. Where's Joe?
I hate when people do that and they just like leave and full screen me.
Yeah. Who was the one guy who would do that to David Humes or something?
No, Desmond.
Desmond.
He'd be like, "Hey, guys," and then it just cuts out and he's gone for like an hour. Like
It's
right
like-
mid sentence.
Yeah.
He's like, I live in the middle of nowhere. And then it would always be like really interesting too, where you could tell it wasn't on purpose. Because it would be like right in the middle of like an important topic. Not like really important, but like an interesting topic. And it would just cut out.
Yeah.
We could have totally ruined his channel if we wanted to. But he's
That's why we're nice guys. Yeah.
like he could have left and I could just be like, everybody.
I could ruin Joe's channel right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going.
Yeah. Everybody thinks Joseph Ballas is a fucking liar. Look at
I'm
my
about to
balls.
show you something you can't unsee.
Yeah.
It's like Neo at the end of the Matrix.
This space IPA is so good. Or not space, Imperial. I had the Boulevard Space Cosmic some shit. I posted on Facebook, but it's like some Boulevard IPA which is locally made. And it's like really good. I like a lot of the lighter IPAs, like the Boulevard and the All Day from Founders.
Yeah.
Because the Founders All Day, it's only like 4.6%. And it's not like super bitter and hoppy like a lot of the stronger ones are. So it's just got like the perfect amount of hops to malt, you know, where it's not like overpowering. It doesn't taste like skunky like weed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things like I've always drank IPAs occasionally. Like me and Richard had them one day when we were at a bar on accident because they just gave us. We were drinking this fest beer, and then they brought us another one. It looked nothing like it. It was like yellow and hazy. And we were just like, we'll have another one. And they brought us that. And you could clearly taste it as an IPA because it was like real skunky and that weed taste. But it was pretty good. So I'm really starting to like them. They may be my favorite beer style. I like stouts too, though.
Stouts is my who's my go-to.
I like American lagers the best, really. Like I don't, but I drink them the most. But I don't know. I am really starting to like IPAs.
Telling you, man, get you a 4-pack of Dragon's Milk, 11% ABV. Drink those 4 babies.
What is
and
it,
you're
a
gonna feel
stout?
nice. Yeah.
I think I've had Dragon's Milk actually.
Yeah. Dragon's Milk is fire.
I really like Guinness, even though you hate it.
I mean,
Guinness is a decent light beer because it's like really a light beer because it's like, what is it, like 4.2%, and then it's like really low in carbs. So like you get a nice heavy flavor, but it's light enough to drink all day and not get like really fucked up or fat. Guinness Draft, I'm talking about. I like the extra stout too, but the draft with the nitro is my favorite. I've been experimenting with a lot of different craft stouts, and I do like them. But it's like some of them I'll read, and you look at the carbs, and it's like 80 grams. It's like insane.
It's too
Like
many carbs.
300 calories in like one bottle.
Yeah, you don't want to get fat because, like, I really pity fat people. You know, I can't identify with what that would feel like because I work so hard to, keep this physique that I have. You know?
Yeah, this is a 16-ounce serving. The 16-ounce serving, like a pint of Guinness Draft, only has 125 calories.
I think it's so funny that, like,
4.2% alcohol.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I can't see the carbs. But that's like not bad. 16 ounces only has 125 calories. You know that's low. Because 16 ounces of like Miller Lite probably has that.
Remember the MCC's cousin who's just like, "Oh, Orlo, you were so fat, and now you are skinny." I'm like, thanks. You want to know my secret?
A pint does have a lot. A pint, if you get Guinness Stout, 440 milliliters, which I don't know what the fuck that is. It says 12 grams. Then if you get a pint, 20 ounce, 17 grams. So that's not bad. It's not like low, but it's not like insane. MCC's cousin's about to go live, and she loves me. We're gonna hang out when I go to Jensen. So if you want,
she loves me more.
I don't know.
She loves me more. She told me.
She messages me on Facebook all the time.
She said, "Send me $20, and I will love you."
She's told me, she's like, "I'll give you $20 and a picture of my vagina."
She's paying you to send her nudes. That's pretty sweet, dude. You got me beat.
Well, she's not really doing that. That's just a joke. But she super chatted me once. I'm at Shorts. It's not a super chat. I'm trying to think of what it's called.
Hey,
it's
Joe's
like
back.
It's like a super chat equivalent on YouTube Shorts.
Joe, where'd you go?
Well, hello.
You get some more beer or wine or something, dude?
That's it.
My favorite was when Joe joined. I think we were live on the channel, and you joined, and I had all those Asian Filipinos in there, and you're like, "Who are all these Japs?"
Oh, I remember that was funny. Yeah.
What the hell is up?
That's the third time.
Japs in there.
Always want to start this.
Oh, did you guys hear Biden called the mayor of Maryland or the governor of Maryland boy?
Is he black?
Yeah. Yeah, the Maryland governor Wes Moore, who is black, President Biden on Wednesday referred to as boy during his opening remarks to an audience of IBEW union workers. You got a hell of a new governor in Wes Moore, I tell you, Biden says, eliciting applause. He's a real deal. And the boy looked like he could still play. He got some guns on him.
That's not that bad. Like saying the boy look like you can still play.
I know, you're right.
That's not as good as being like, "Hey, come over here, boy."
But you know how the left is, dude. Like they eat their own at this point. So they're like, "Why did you call him boy? Is it because he's black?" It's like
my favorite. This is my favorite.
Where am I?
Everybody was like giving Hillary Clinton shit, and I hate Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
like I do. But people were having such a big freak out because she, instead of saying people of color, she said colored people. And it was like the biggest thing. It was when she was going against Trump. And I'm like, isn't that literally the same exact fucking thing? Just like a different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. People of color versus colored people. Like, what is the fucking difference? It's literally this. Like, if people were like, if you went to a different planet and we're talking to aliens, they wouldn't think there's a difference.
Well, we do because we're humans here.
But if you're a colored, if you're colored people, wouldn't you also be people of color? Because she wasn't just referring to black people; she was talking about like people of color refers to like Asians, Mexicans.
I have a color.
You know,
it's the correct color.
No, your color means that you're like a bigot.
Yeah.
You have everything. Everything you have is like handed to you based on your privilege.
It's true. Now I will tell you though, in all honesty, that have I ever experienced white privilege? I have, but I hate to call it white privilege. I feel like it's black disadvantage is what it is. Well, like I've been caught
by cops.
You know,
masturbating.
How do I put this? Yeah, I was masturbating, and they said you can't do that. And like I know that a black person would have gotten more trouble than I did. Like I basically got a slap on the wrist, and I've gotten away with a lot of stuff too. You know, like crayons on the walls.
Because in Detroit, though, like Detroit, there's like more black people than white people, and black people run like everything, like judges and the mayor and the cops are all black, you know. So like, I did get in trouble when I was a kid for drugs and shit, but I also went to jail, and then I would get probation. But so would black people, because like in Detroit, it was like first offense is a little bit of jail and then probation. And then second offense is this, you know, and it was like pretty fair. Because I would see like black people while I was in court, like waiting for my case to come up, you know. And it was like very similar to my results.
I guess maybe it's because
but Detroit, like for a long time, like my grandparents lived in Detroit in like the 30s and 40s when they were children, you know. And even then the neighborhoods were all like integrated. So there was like black people living with white people. It was never like really segregated like the southern states. Like Kansas and Missouri, I really can't say because like Missouri did own slaves and shit, but Detroit never did, or Michigan never did. But you would think PA would be the same because there was never like slavery in PA. Well, at least like Civil War era, like pre-Civil. I'm sure the founding fathers had some slaves.
Yeah, you'd only have slaves if you're rich.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, like all that shit, but all the shit that was like Confederate
That's like the
state.
craziest thing about the whole thing. It's like it's never really even been about race. It's only been about power. And it's like, yeah, maybe they were white, but it wasn't like all white people. It was like extremely wealthy white people. And
I
it's
think
like,
the
yeah, they were
system
male
right now.
too. You know,
I
is
think
it
all
'cause they're
these
male?
ideas.
It's because they're wealthy.
That friend I have who's a black dude who's actually like really smart. The one who calls me Cassius.
Yeah.
Like what I think that he kind of was talking about, and I think it's true, is like he's like, you gotta understand, dude, most black people are really stupid. They're uneducated and they were raised on the system. He's like, all this bullshit in the media is like put there to like brainwash them to think it's rigged against them, to like stir up shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. It's absolutely
Like,
true.
because like I think of like the welfare system like a woman. Like, you know what the best way is to control a woman? Is to control her. The best way to control a woman is to be like, you don't have to work. I'll cover everything, and then you can control everything.
Yeah, that's true.
You know. And then also, Lyndon B. Johnson. There's a famous quote.
That's what we do with countries too, you know.
Have you ever heard the Lyndon B. Johnson quote that he's like on the record saying, where he's like, "I'll make sure these fucking blank vote Democrat for the next 200 years."
Yep, I've heard it.
And he was a Democrat.
It's true. It's my ringtone.
My ringtone is like that like voice recording of Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson before he signed like the welfare shit, saying, "I'll make sure these
That'll be the most based ringtone in the world."
Everybody was wondering if anyone's like, I don't know what that is. Well, like the guy who implemented welfare, before he signed it, on the record, he says, "I'll make sure these fucking N-words vote Democrat for the next 200
say
years."
N-word, and then Lyndon B. Johnson.
And they truly did, because
some stuff.
If you look at like all the ones before him, like Martin Luther King and all them, they were all Republican. And then he's the one who made him go like, oh yeah, these people are on our side. But Martin Luther King also said, there's a quote by him I really like, and it's, the biggest enemy to the black community is the liberal white man. And that's pretty true, you know.
Damn straight, son. Preach it. Damn right. Would Jesus be a Republican or a Democrat? Would Jesus like Coca-Cola or Pepsi Pop? Would
If Jesus
like
came back,
marijuana? Would Jesus like beer?
They say if Jesus comes back, like in the Dead Sea Scrolls, if you read them, there's a thing where it says Jesus is going to come back and he's going to be a truck driver who's into motorcycles and pickup trucks and has $1 million.
And shot his own pigeon
Yeah.
on a viral YouTube video.
What if you had a vision and it was like at night and it's like God and you could totally tell? And he's just like, you are the Messiah. You have to go to this mosque. No, not like that.
And you need to impregnate Oprah Winfrey.
It's like, how old was Jesus when he knew he was the Messiah, you know?
He always knew. He was born that way, dude.
Yeah, but I don't think he knew since a child. The Book of Jubilee goes on it. The Book of Jubilee talks about like Jesus, because like in the Old Testament, or not the New, like the actual Bible, the New Testament, it talks about his birth and then it skips ahead till he's like 30. So you never hear anything in his childhood, but the Book of Jubilee has like a bunch on his childhood. Like it talks about he was playing on the
Book of
rooftops with some
Malarkey is what it
child.
sounds like.
He was playing on the rooftops with like some child in Nazareth, and the child like fell to his death, and everyone thought he killed him. So he brought him back to life, and the kid said no, he fell on accident, and that was like one of his first miracles.
I mean, you better at that point, even if you did get pushed.
Yeah,
Like, imagine if somebody pushed you and like killed you and then brought you back from life and been like, tell them what happened, and be like, I fell. Because it's like, you can't mess with this guy. He could torture you and bring you back from the dead over and over again. He actually has like a pretty overpowered ability.
even though I don't really believe in like all of it, I really enjoy reading those old like religious books and texts on like a fictional basis, you know? Like I believe some of it, but a lot of the shit I don't believe
Yeah.
a man lived in a whale. I think that's bullshit. You know? I think a lot of those stories are just like parables.
What would the parable be then, Mr.
Especially the
Cole?
Book of Enoch.
What's the meaning?
The Book of Enoch, if you're a science fiction or like just fiction reader in general, the Book of Enoch is like a great read. It's like an amazing read. What?
So what's the parable of Jonah and the whale?
I don't know.
Well,
There's a lot.
That would be
Like,
pretty important, don't you think? If you don't think it actually literally happened, if you think there's some kind of symbolic meaning, wouldn't you want to know what that is?
probably to like have faith. Have faith in your God, and then you'll be all right. There's like every story there's parables in, like Cain and Abel. There's like so many. Like every story you could say there's a parable or like a moral.
You want to know what the meaning is.
But it could be interpreted in so many different ways. That's why like the Catholic Church and all these, because even my grandparents, when we were kids, the Catholic Church would encourage everyone not to read the Bible because they said you would interpret it in the wrong way. Like in the 30s, 40s, you know. The Bible, like like so much of the shit is like can be interpreted in so many different ways. That's why like organized religion is so dangerous.
I went to Catholic catechism. We were taught to read the Bible.
Yeah, now we were, because I went to catechism too. Like I completed a lot of my sacraments, and I even like confirmation. But like back in the day, Joseph, they would tell you like you're not allowed to read the Bible. Like you can only hear scripture from the Bible if you go to like Sunday school. This was like way back in like the 40s. If you ask like old people in your family, they'll tell you.
No. We've always read the Bible in the Catholic Church. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm talking about way back in the day.
Yeah, they would never done that.
They did. They also changed up on limbo. They said when like my parents and grandparents were younger, my mom and grandparents, they talked about limbo, and then when I was younger, they made off like limbo didn't exist because a pope, I can't remember what pope it was, but that's not true.
Pope Pius the 16th
said unborn babies go to heaven.
Yes.
But before that, they said all babies who weren't baptized would go to limbo because they still have original sin.
Yes, by Pope Pius the 16th.
Yeah. So they constantly switch it up. You can't say they don't. Like I'm still like Catholic, and
I'm Catholic.
I believe in like Jesus. And
might only go to the church on like Christmas.
But you have to understand, like with the popes,
Catholic. So
the way the Catholic Church is run with popes, it's very political, and like a pope could die and a new pope could come in and have totally different views and change everything. You know?
Yeah.
Like a couple of months ago when Pope Benedict died, and he already had a pope in office.
Well, Pope Benedict resigned like years ago. He was like
Yeah.
one of the only popes to resign before he died.
He was the only pope.
Yeah.
That was a precedent breaker.
Well,
You're not really supposed to have two popes at the same time.
I still have a picture of Pope Benedict in the house on the wall
Yeah.
because my mother respected Pope Benedict. And she stayed extra drunk that week when he was on his bed.
What, Benedict?
When he died.
He was drunk?
No, my mother was.
Oh, okay.
And I had to take her up there to Holy Angels Catholic Church where my father used to work. Pray for him when he was on his deathbed. I said, Mom, the first time I called him, I said, he's dying. I said, it's plain and simple. He's on his deathbed. Then when he finally died, Alabumos Campos, whatever the fuck they say, 'cause I can't remember. Maybe I am getting drunk. Maybe the fucking wine is like work. Dummy. So with the Catholic, yes. Pope Francis, some of the shit he says, I don't know. I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
A lot of the Catholic things like gays and stuff.
I want to show you something. This is me when I was in 8th grade, you guys, for my confirmation with a cardinal.
Yep, with the cardinal. I got one too with the cardinal.
That's for confirmation. But
Yep.
I've completed like 4 of the sacraments so far.
Mine was
My new girlfriend is like very strict Catholic.
I had my confirmation under the guidance of Cardinal Donald Worrell and Cardinal Archbishop Machine.
Oh, you used to have hair back then.
What?
You used to have hair back then.
As I get older, my hair gets blacker. That's my aunt because for confirmation you had to have a sponsor who was also like completed all the sacraments, but it couldn't be like your grandma or mom or anything. It had to be like an aunt, uncle or whatever.
Mr. John W. Lacey. He stood in for my godfather.
Like you gotta understand, like my whole life, Joe, I was like forced into that shit, like from a very young age by my grandparents. My mom's whole side is Irish, and they're all like super strict Catholics. I remember when I was like 10,
Italian.
My grandma would make us all wear suits and shit to go to church every Sunday. And one day I was at church and I didn't have dress shoes. I had just tennis shoes, but I had a suit and everything. And she gave me a look, and then when we left, she like beat the literal fuck out of me, like smacked me in the face and shit, and like beat me in the face.
You can get hit.
How dare you embarrass me in front of the whole church, the whole the whole parish.
Yep.
Jesus. Now the only time I go to Catholic church is for like funerals and weddings.
Like me.
Yeah. But my new chick, she's like really into that shit. She goes to church every Sunday. So
your new chick
married
to her, you go to the Philippines. So what the heck?
We move in and shit. When she moves in, she's probably gonna want me to go every week. You ever have this one? I got 2 here because I'm gonna chug one. I'm gonna chug one and then I'm gonna drink one slowly.
Let me I don't know. I ain't chug a beer, so I used to shotgun beers.
This is the only communion I need, Joe. This is the Holy Spirit. This is my
I don't know if
second.
I'm gonna be able to. I'd rather just be whiskey. Somebody hell, I'll try. Chug is my. I don't chug beers. I tried once at a college party, didn't go too good. So let's see. This
I gotta
one
pour it into a glass. Hold on, I'm filling up my glass. It's all foamy. It's not a full beer yet because the fucking bones. Hold on, I'll get the whole beer in this one.
do this without.
All right, here. That's a whole beer. Look. Hold on. You gotta chug off. It's so cold.
Your insides are nice and frosty.
This is only 5%, so it's like little pussy beer.
Yeah,
Compared to like 9% IPAs. I do like cheap American beers though that you can fucking slam like that. I think Joe's getting all sensitive because I'm talking shit about Catholic stuff, even though like he don't understand what it's like to be. Well, he obviously does know what it's like to be forced into that, but he doesn't realize yet. Because the Catholic Church is very, very similar to a cult, but so is like, so are most churches, you know.
You need to get Jesus back into your soul, boy.
There's like a fine line between like almost all churches and cults. You know?
Yeah, well, see, you were saying this nonsense earlier where you're like, well, that's why organized churches are so dangerous because, you know, anyone can interpret these parables. Look, the Bible was created as an accessory to dogma.
I'm saying anybody can interpret them, and that's why the Catholic Church did not want anybody to read them. They wanted to read them so they could interpret it the way they wanted.
Yeah, so that you don't have chaos.
But I'm not saying the Bible's dangerous. I'm just saying you could. There's so many things like look at bastard children. The word bastard.
Yeah.
In the Bible, it says something along the lines of like, and I'm not going to be able to quote it exactly, but this is like basically what it says. It's like a bastard is a child conceived out of wedlock, and even in the 10th generation shall he never enter the kingdom of the Lord. Which means like you're fucked. But then in a separate verse, it's like in a separate book, it's like no child shall ever pay for his father's sins.
Yeah.
So then like what the fuck? Those two cancel each other out. That doesn't make sense. There's like so many contradictions in the Bible. You know,
the Old Testament and the New Testament are going to contradict in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but there's so many contradictions like within the Old Testament and the New Testament that aren't like, they don't contradict two separate books. They just contradict shit that's in the same. It's not in the same book, but it's in the same Bible, you know?
I would have to see if it
I love
the New Testament, you know, but
there's so many. Just look up like list of contradictions in the New Testament, and there's like so many. But I love reading about biblical shit because even if you just like absorb it with the mindset that this is like fictional, it's still like a good read. Like, and then like all the offshoots, like the Book of Enoch, like I said, like Lilith, because even in Genesis it talks about like God made man and woman from the dust, and then later on it says God made woman from man's rib, and this because you know the man was lonely, and then the Jews have this whole belief that God made like a woman with man out of the dust, and her name was Lilith, and she was like extremely evil and shitty, so he banished her, and then he created Eve.
She wasn't really evil.
Well, she killed babies because the Jews, like Jews to this day, like true Jews, when you're a baby, like up until a certain age, they'll like make you wear this weird little necklace because they think to this day Lilith roams the earth and kills babies. I think it's until you get a brisk, until you get circumcised, dude. You can look it up. I'm not fucking around because I do have Jews in my family. Like it's like a real thing. They make them wear like a little what do you call it? What is it called? Like a talisman or something?
Talisman.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think like the story the Jews tell is that Lilith roamed the earth and she killed babies and would eat them. Or something like that. Like eat their souls. Like something really bad. And anyways, 2 angels, and one of the angels was Michael, came to earth to kill her. And they cornered her, but she was like so strong and they couldn't kill her. So they had an agreement and they were like, okay, all the babies that wear this necklace are untouchable and all the rest you can kill.
Yeah. From what I remember is Lilith, she wanted to be on top sexually. Like she wanted to ride
I don't know.
Adam.
Yeah. There's a lot of women like that today.
I know.
But
we live in the fallen age, my man. But yeah,
you have to reread the book of Enoch because it talks about so much shit we do today.
Because like basically God made man and woman, and it's like, well, the woman like wasn't subservient to man, so Lilith got kicked out. And
the weird thing,
Eve was made from man, and you know about eating the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. But after that, like childbirth, caused so much pain and all that. But like that's the line. That's like the human lineage line where Lilith.
Yeah,
Lilith was kicked out before they became mortal. So basically, she's still immortal. Like originally Adam Cadmon was an immortal being. He was an immortal human, and basically Christ is how his sacrifice is to return us to that perfect state. So that we will be immortal again.
Who was banished in the Bible? Was it Cain for killing his brother?
Yeah.
Well, the Mormons, because when I was working in...
Yeah, they believe they're black people. I know.
No, they believe Cain is...
Whoops.
The Mormons, I swear to God, dude, I'm not making this up. Because I worked with a bunch of Mormons when I was working at CR England in Salt Lake City, like, years ago when I was 21. Mormons believe Cain, or whoever was banished to the West, is what we believe is Bigfoot. And, like, when people see Bigfoot, that's him, and he's still, like, wandering around to this day.
A lot of Mormons believe that the mark of Cain was black people.
I don't know, dude. Yeah. Now I gotta look it up. Because it's like, there's 2 groups of Mormons you have to remember. There's like the Church of Latter-day Saints, which are like Mormons in the whole country. But then there's fucking Mormons in Salt Lake City who have like a bunch of wives and shit.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's not just Utah.
You're on your computer, so you can open another tab, right?
Yeah.
This is the Mormon.org. This is from the Mormon.org. Look at it in the private chat. It literally says like Cain is Bigfoot on the Mormon.org website.
Yeah, because they got in a lot of trouble for saying that it was black people.
Well, it would make sense that it's black people because if he got banished to the West, like what's west of that area? You know, it is Africa, so it's not like bad.
Yeah.
But this goes back. It goes back to 1847 is when they thought Cain was Bigfoot. Is what it said. Maybe he is. That's why if Bigfoot's ever attacking you, just start shouting like you killed your own brother.
How could you kill Abel? He was a good man. Yeah, Abel. Now, am I getting this right? Because I know one was agriculture and one was hunter. And I think Abel gave a meat sacrifice, and Cain gave a harvest, like a grain sacrifice. And his father was like, "Yeah, thanks for the grain, but I like this animal better. Because meat tastes better than grain." And so, like, basically, Cain got all jealous and was just like, "I'm gonna fucking kill Abel."
Yeah.
But that's like a huge, the recurring story in the Bible is jealousy of like somebody that they should love.
The other biblical story I think really happened is the Great Flood, because I was watching this like little online documentary, but like every single culture, like the Aztecs, like every ancient civilization, the Egyptians, the what the fuck, Sumerians, the Aryans, like every single group had stories of a great flood where like almost everybody died. Like every single culture out there, even like the Native Americans and shit.
Yeah, because it actually happened.
Yeah, I know. So that's like one of the things I think it like actually did happen.
And like the Nephilim,
Obviously,
like
no.
the Nephilim are talked about in other cultures as well. It's not just Christianity.
I know. And then Jesus, that's why I like the book of Enoch, because I think it's in Luke, but Jesus like directly quotes the book of Enoch with his own words. There's something else I was saw that's like pretty crazy, but if you look at like all the times Jesus spoke in the Bible, it's only like 20 minutes worth. Like in his own words, So it's like very little. But he quoted the book of Enoch. I truly think the book of Enoch was actually in the Bible, and then it got like edited out over time. Because it was in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I have a trouble with this because a lot of people have misconceptions. Like the Council of Nicaea and Trent created the Bible. They found things and they compiled it together. Now there was all kinds of books, including Enoch, and yeah, it was very close to be putting in, but it was all democratically done. And the Gnostics.
Yeah, but how would you explain the Dead Sea Scrolls?
How'd that explain it? Is that people didn't want to lose the knowledge. I mean, just because it's not in the Bible doesn't mean that you don't want to preserve it.
Yeah, but how do you know it wasn't in the Bible until like that kingdom gained power and then like came out with their own version?
The church keeps all that stuff. They
What do you think about the Catholic Church having like a place in Ethiopia? Because Ethiopia is like a very biblical country, and like Ethiopic is what the Book of Enoch and like a lot of books were originally in. Mm-hmm. But anyways, the Catholic Church has this like giant compound in Ethiopia where a lot of people speculate the Ark of the Covenant is. The Ark of the Covenant or whatever. And they have like all these armed guards with like fucking RPGs and AKs and shit, like monitoring it all day. And like they have a couple cardinals there. So like something is probably there. Well, some people, I've also heard like people say like the Holy Grail is there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that theory out there that like when the poles shift or something that causes the Great Flood is going to happen again. And like,
yeah, that the CIA covered up. Did I send you that? Did you answer it or did you ignore it?
I ignored it.
Oh, well, I thought I sent you that, but it was on Joe Rogan, and there was through Freedom of Information Act, they uncovered this like book that the CIA had that an author wrote, and he was actually like a pretty credible guy because he was like a nuclear physicist and helped with a lot of shit. But he had this theory that like every so often the poles shift and the Earth, like the outer crust rotates.
The crust stays still, but the rest
rotates.
Yeah, so that
Wait.
there's a giant wave that goes over.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I know.
I sent
And
you that,
and
but it's like
they say they think that Africa is like basically like a place that survived, and that's why like most of civilization is like from that area, is because that's like the places that
same with like
survived the
Central
flood.
America too.
Well, like they think even Atlantis might be in Africa
Yeah,
because that part used to be underwater.
well, it could
Like
very well be
lot part
because
of it.
Egypt. Like I'm convinced from watching so many things that like because it sounds crazy, but like we're at a level we're at right now. But what if civilization has progressed like a dozen times to a level similar to we are now, but then everything just got destroyed?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know? Because like if something like that happened tomorrow, and in the theory you're talking about, I think it lasts 7 days. It's called the 7 day theory because it'll last 7 days until everything settles, which would explain like Pangea and all these like how India is attached to Asia now and stuff.
It also explain why it says in Genesis God made the world in 7 days.
Yeah, but anyways, like if that happened and then it settled in 7 days, like all the survivors would definitely be like back in the Stone Age.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it could be that Atlantis is real or it was real, and the Aryans and like all these like advanced civilizations there's tales about were real. Like the Mayan crystal skulls, nobody could explain like how they're so perfect.
Yeah, and like
They have all this
it's very,
technology, and then it just all gets fucking destroyed.
but
And then
I
people
don't think all of it did get
rest.
destroyed though. That's the thing. Like I think there's enough left over that like some people have figured it out, and like some of our technology might be coming from past civilizations. And like the thing like the Black Knight, that satellite that's in orbit, like they don't know what that thing is from. Like it looks like it's kind of human made, but it's not made by any humans. And it's like, is that alien or is that like from a past civilization that used to live on Earth? And the tale of the Lemurians is that they live underground, which makes complete sense. If like they had nuclear technology and stuff, and like some of them survived the cataclysm by going into their bunkers.
Well, that would be the same. Well, really, I don't know. This is just according to Elon Musk, because I saw him talking to Jay Leno about his tunnels in LA, and Jay
Yeah.
Leno was like, "What about earthquakes? Because LA is like known for earthquakes." And he was like, "Well, being
Safest place to
underground,
be.
he's like, underground is actually the safest place in an earthquake because he's like, imagine like the outer layer of the earth, like the ground. An earthquake is like waves on those layers, so it's like kind of like a tsunami on land. In underground, like if you're under the water during a tsunami, that's like the safest place to be. You don't even feel it.
Yeah.
And so if that's true, then underground would be the safest place. But what if that 7 day theory happened, and then like where you're at underground got totally flooded? Then you would die
Yeah, then you die.
because it could be like 2 miles under the ocean. By the time it's over.
Yeah, and also people in space would survive it too. But, if it happened tomorrow, we don't have enough presence in space that would make a difference, I don't think. Unless they're doing stuff that they're not telling us. And there is a space colony or something, or like a base on Mars or the moon. But I think the only survivors, if it happened tomorrow, would be people who could go underground really quick. And that's
Or
not us.
or like if there was a natural disaster and they didn't get flooded out and wiped out, the extremely primitive peoples would be able to survive, like in the Amazon and Africa, because like
The mountain people too.
they're like just like any primitive people because they're already in the Stone Age,
Yeah.
like the Sahara Bush people. If you ever see them on like Nat Geo or something, because like they're already self sufficient, like living in the Stone Age, like hunter gatherers.
Yeah. like we used to be.
Yeah. Maybe like the Inuits and shit.
Yeah. I think it's very possible because so many people kind of just intuitively believe that it's very possible, which I have a theory that if it did happen, we have some kind of like faint subconscious memory of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what causes that, but I think it does happen. I think it might even happen with machines one day. I don't know what it is. It's something emergent. It's just if you have a snowstorm and you got a person that treads a path, and it's like if you step where the footprints are, it's a lot easier to go forward. And I think that kind of happens a bit with our past civilizations, if they do exist. Is that
Yeah. It
comes
just depends on like
a
how
little
bad.
faster each time.
It depends on how bad like the 7-day theory is. Because
Are you trying to pee right now?
I did pee,
Oh, okay.
but because like if it wipes out everything except like you'll have the memory of that, and you could influence the next generation, but you won't have any like artifacts. But if there's like some artifacts left behind, then you could, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like everything without
Depends on how much of
electricity.
civilization it wipes out. Because if it wiped out everything except like the Saharan bush people in Africa, like they're not gonna tell tales to their children about cell phones and internet and like iron.
Have you ever watched The Gods Must Be Crazy?
No.
It's a movie, and a Coke bottle falls down from an airplane, and it's the Bush people that discover it, and they believe it came from God, and they all fight over it and shit, and they're all like finding out new reasons to use it, but really it's just a Coke bottle. It's like it's literally an afterthought of our consumerist society. It's trash, but
Yeah.
to them it was just like, oh my God, what is this thing? How could it be made so perfect? Because, you look at a Coke bottle and you didn't know anything about soda or anything like that. It definitely looks like it has a lot of intention behind its design.
I know. I wonder if is there still wild people in like Australia, like abos? Are
I
they
think
all?
so. I think so. I don't know
I think
them.
we're similar to America though, where like they have reservations and shit. Most of them are like they wear clothes and have cars.
Yeah. Convenience gets us
I
all in the end.
think like the only place there's still wild peoples in Asia, like especially a lot of the islands like Sri Lanka and Papua New Guinea and shit.
Yeah.
But then South America, like Brazil, the Amazon, and then Africa. But I don't know if there isn't. Because I watched a lot of Australian shit that was really cool, but it was like very old from the 60s, where it's like Australian abos hunting with atlatls and boomerangs and shit.
What are atlatls?
It's like a spear throwing lever. So it's like a stick like this, and you hold it like this, and then there's a spear on it that sticks up, and then they use that as leverage to throw it like really far.
Gotcha.
The South Americans used them, and it used to pierce through Spanish armor. It was like stronger than anything the Spanish had because the amount of leverage is so strong that it's like nothing like throwing a spear. It's like way stronger. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find a video and show you. It's actually really cool. Like I always wanted to get one and try it, but
Here, let me listen to this real quick.
So here, I'm gonna send you this. Just fast forward to 7:17. I'm gonna post it in the private chat. But that's an atlatl, and these are Australian people hunting kangaroo. But there's actually a lot of videos of people hunting with these in PA because they have like a primitive season that allows for them. But it's like a weird, it's like a lever that you hold in your hand and you use it to throw a spear. So it allows you to put like way more force and power into the spear so you could throw it like 100 yards.
You said 116?
No, 7:17 is when they start hunting with them. And you can see them like killing kangaroos and shit. It's very old. There's a different video. I'll try to
Are
find
these
it.
real people?
Yeah, they're Australian Aborigines, but you can see that video is like very, very old, like from the 40s or maybe 50s.
Wow, they're hunting kangaroos.
Yeah. See how fast those fucking like massive spears fly? And then here's another video. I love this video. And it's Aboriginals hunting bats out of midair with a fucking boomerang. So like that's why I think these people would be like, if they're still alive and still wild, like these would be the people that would fucking survive like a catastrophic event. Because they could literally like take a fucking stick and kill shit out of the air and eat it. Like the bad hunting video is incredible. Like the guy never misses. And these are those big, like massive bats. They call them flying foxes, where they're like one bat is like as big as a chicken. And they're like way in the fuck up there, and he just like knocks them out of the air with fucking boomerangs, dude. You can see like the boomerang connect with the bat, and then they just fall down, and he catches them. Wow. Like, see how fuckers are when he's carrying them at like 58 seconds. They're like huge. It's like as big as a rabbit.
Yeah, that probably tastes pretty good, honestly.
Yeah,
it's cooked right anyway.
I'm gonna send you like a different atlatl video so you can see how it functions. Because
I get it. It seems weird to me, but that's just because I'm a gun-toting redneck. It's like why do that when you could just use a gun?
This is a video called "How to Throw an Atlatl," so you can see how it functions. But like, there's tons of videos of people in North America hunting like hogs and deer and shit with them. But they are like pretty cool. But it's also weird that like the Australian Abos had them, the Africans had them, and then like the South Americans and Native Americans had them. So that was like a common weapon throughout the world, which is really weird considering like at that time none of them traveled, and none of them traveled or had any communication with each other. So they all developed like something that was exactly the same.
Well, that's The same thing with like swords, knives, and bows, right?
Yeah, but the Aztecs and all them, the Mayans and Native Americans, they didn't have swords, but they all had bows. Like when the New World came. But the Aztecs and Mayans still had atlatls, and like the Spanish have stories about how like their atlatls were so powerful they could like pierce through like any armor they had available. It would just like pierce right through it and kill whoever it hit.
Huh. That's pretty neat. I like that he had like some gemstones that he like tied to it to make it look nicer.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. If I was carrying that shit all the time, I'd want to make it look nice and fancy. Atlatl.
The other weird thing is there's a tree in Africa that also grows in Australia. I'm trying to think of what it's called, but I can't think of it. But it looks really fucking weird. It looks like those Planet Namek trees in Dragon Ball Z. Like, you know, with the like the really fat trunks.
Yeah.
And but anyways, it's a fruit bearing tree. But it's real weird looking. And I was reading about it, and the only places it occurs in the whole world is in South Africa and Australia. And there's a big theory that humanity actually started in Australia because the Abos, or the Aboriginal Australians, are like more primitive than the sub-Saharan Africans. So it's kind of like, it's almost like a conspiracy theory, but when you read about it, it makes a lot of sense that like humanity started in Australia. They took ships and migrated outward. They landed in Africa, and then they like spread from there.
Yeah, I don't know. What I do know,
Especially if you look at IQ. If you look at IQ levels, Australian Aboriginals are like their average score is like 60, which is below retarded. Then if you look at like sub-Saharan Africans, it's like 70, and as you get further, it gets higher.
you use the forbidden word.
Well, that's like the word on the IQ test.
They changed it.
No, they didn't.
You don't call it that anymore.
But you know what my theory is on
They
that?
do, actually.
You know, like people who are truly racist is like, this is because they're racist. But you know what my theory is? Like the areas that score so low, it's like so far from anything, and the population is so small that my theory is that they all like, if you look at it logistically, like, and statistically, they probably all are like really inbred. Because if you live in a small community of like 30 people, that's like 1,000 miles away from any civilization. After a couple hundred years, you're all going to be inbred. You know? Like it sounds fucked up to say, but it's like the truth. If you're in like a small, like look at America, like Arkansas and fucking Maryland. Well, not Maryland, but like Arkansas and West Virginia and shit. Like there's so many inbred people, but it's because they're like small little close communities that are like far away from everything else.
Yeah.
So like over time, over like a millennium, if you live in a group of 50 people and you're so far away, you'll never like contact any other people. Like you are all going to be inbred.
That's true.
I know. So that's like my thought on it. It's not like these groups of people are inferior because of like who they are. It's that like over a millennium of being isolated, it causes them all to be inbred and have like genetic deficiencies.
Could be. Could be.
That's what I think. Because you can look at it like today, like IQ tests by nation in all the nations where there's like wild people still, like South America, Africa, Australia, Papua New Guinea. They're all like super isolated, wild peoples, and their IQ is so low. And the IQ test doesn't go by like your education and memorization. It goes by like your problem solving skills. So it's fairly accurate. So like a lot of the liberals will say like, well, this is a westernized test and they can't comprehend it, but that's not true. It's like they give you solutions to problems, like a few examples, and then going off those examples, you have to like, solve a problem. So it like gives you instructions on how to do it with examples, and then gives you a unique problem. So that kind of proves that they're not smart, because it has nothing to do with like westernized culture.
I never really was a big fan of the IQ test myself, but I don't know the better system.
Have you ever took one?
I think I did once, maybe.
It's similar to a GED. GED is like set up the same way, where like conventional education, like high school, it goes off of like memorization. And then like a conventional GED, that's why like adults don't need to study for it, because it will give you examples and solutions to problems, and then give you like a unique problem, and then based on those examples and solutions, you have to solve it. So like there's really like no need to study, because it's like whether or not you're smart enough or not. Because the GED was invented during Vietnam for soldiers who couldn't graduate high school because they got drafted.
Oh.
So it's not like, and that's kind of how the IQ test is. It's not like the conventional education system. Like, how school is like, you have to memorize your times tables and like a bunch of stuff. And it's not like that. It's pretty much based on your like problem solving capabilities with instructions and examples.
Yeah. It's definitely.
So it's not like it's rigged for a certain system or a group of people. It's like, it's not.
Yeah.
Because you can't say like, a lot of the liberals will be like, it's rigged against them, it's westernized. But then if you look at like other African countries, like say South Africa, Egypt, Libya, Congo, or the Democratic Congo, or whatever it's called, Democratic Congo Republic, like theirs are all fairly high. It's like the little remote places, like the bush people and the sand people. And I'm not saying that like Tracy, there's like a literal tribe called the Sand People of the Sahara. but like, if you look at them, they're like so fucking far from anything, but their scores are all like, so I think on the IQ test, I think like anything below 80, but it could be 75 is like retarded. It's called like, and I'm not saying that in an insultive way. Like that's what it's literally called. It's called like that's what they call it. But anyway, they call it mentally retarded. So, but if you look at those groups, they're all like well below that, like 10 points below that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's because they're like naturally inferior. I think it's because genetically they're fucked up because they're so small and so far away from anything that they have to all be inbred. Which would make them genetically inferior, but I don't think it's because like they're racially genetically inferior. I think it's just because of like their inbreeding over time. Very similar to like the Muslims, because Muslims act like royalty, where they like to keep the bloodline within the family. So like, say you were my cousin. If we were a Muslim and I had a son and you had a daughter, we could like have them marry each other. But like genetically, we know that's not good, because if we have any flaws or recessive genes, they're both going to inherit, both of our kids, their offspring will inherit those, which will make it worse, you know. It's kind of like a puppy mill.
Yeah, well, you get desired things, but you get undesired things amplified.
Yeah.
It's kind of like ice beers. You know, they take a light beer and then they freeze it. And they get rid of the ice crystals and they recarbonate it. And any funky flavors that were in that light beer are now amplified.
It's like a very common trait with Muslims, Southerners, people from Maryland, people in really remote populations where they're far away from everyone, and Mennonites.
Like Kansas, yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't born here or grew up here, so you can't count me. But I do have a hot cousin, so she better watch out.
Why? Why does she have to watch out? Is she in danger?
Watch out. Yeah, I might do a drive-by on her.
No. Well, hot
you
dog.
know what drive-by is? Do you guys call it that there?
Well, the normal drive-by is when they shoot bullets, but
No,
I think
it's not
you mean
that.
a different drive-by.
In Detroit, we call it a drive-by when you get like really wasted and you have that go-to chick, so you'll just like pull up to her house and fuck the hell out of her and leave. Like if you just don't do good at a bar or something, you know. But oh well, it's fun talking to you about biblical shit and like why certain groups of people are stupid. Because like one of the most like convincing things about the Muslims and inbreeding. So like one of the characteristic traits of inbred people is aggressiveness, and like wouldn't that make sense for Muslims since they're always like blowing shit up and stuff? Because like I look at it in like southern north, like United States. Like when you watch all these old documentaries on like inbreds where it shows them back when it was popular, it talks about like they're extremely aggressive and like easily agitated. And it's like, dude, isn't that like what we're dealing with right now with like Islam?
Yeah.
It's so bad. And this is the thing, people will be like, oh, you're a fucking racist, even though Islam is not a race. And they'll be like, you're a bigot. But like, it's so bad that the UK literally had a mandate. You can look this up. They had a mandate to require a DNA test, like, a blood test, but it's for DNA before marriages. Because, like, as you know, like, there's a huge Muslim population in the UK. The number one most common baby name currently is Muhammad.
Right.
But they had a mandate that requires that before you can get legally married, because so many people were marrying like their first cousins. Because it's okay, even though it's still kind of fucky, but it's like legally okay in the UK and in America. Because if you look at like FDR, to marry your second cousin or further, like third cousin, second cousin twice removed, but like first cousin or closer, genetic wise, like that's when you're prone to have like fucked up children. you know, and you may not, but like most like bad genes are recessive. So if both parties have them, then your baby's gonna be fucked.
There might be some good genes that are recessive too, like blue eyes.
There is, but like if you have like, let's just say like I'm trying to think what it's called. It's not Down syndrome, but it's the one where you have like you're missing a chromosome. I'm trying to think what that's called. It's like the opposite of Down syndromes.
Fragile X.
No, Down syndrome you have an extra chromosome. This one you're missing one, but that could be a recessive gene, and the only way the child could have it is if both parents have that gene. But it's like
I think
really
you're thinking
bad.
of Fragile X.
No, it's not that because I have a buddy whose kid has it. I'm looking up disease where you're missing a chromosome. Oh, like
wow.
It's like really terrible where the kids have brittle bone disease and like, oh, it's called Turner syndrome. But your kids could have that. They could have Down syndrome. There's like a lot of bad things they could have. And then maybe even things we don't know about, like what if schizophrenia and like bipolar disorder and shit like that is genetic, you know? Look up Turner syndrome.
Yeah, Fragile X is also known as the Martin Bell syndrome, so it is different.
My buddy's kid who has that Turner syndrome is like really, really fucked up, like brittle bone disease, nonverbal, you know, like all kinds of like really sad stuff for
A
a child.
chromosomal disorder in which a female is born with only one X chromosome.
What is that? Turner?
That's
They're brittle.
Turner. That's Turner.
Yeah.
So
His
it's a
kid is a
female?
girl. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like some other things, like because it's like a bunch of really bad shit the kid has, like brittle bone disease. I can't really think, but it's like basically like where the kid is like wheelchair bound and crippled, and like it's just like terrible. But like that can be caused by inbreeding, and I believe Down syndrome can be too. And then all the other possible things that nobody really knows, like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. You know, like there's just so many. There's more than you could list. Even things like juvenile diabetes. There's like so many things that's why it's not good to do that.
Eugenics.
Well, eugenics is one thing, like, but like preventing inbreeding, would you really consider that eugenics? Because it's just like common sense. Like, it's not good to do this. What about like muscular dystrophy? That's a genetic disease.
Yeah, that's eugenics.
Possibly ALS. You know, there's like so many. It's just not good. Because if there was like no risk, you know, like right now you'd be married to Christine.
That's really gross.
Just fuck with you. You know, right now you'd be all up in that.
No.
I would.
Yeah, you can.
If there was no risk, I would be all up in that.
There you go. I'm sure
And
you'd have a fun time.
When I introduced her to my family, I would say, "This is my girlfriend." I would never say, "This is my friend." But I'm not a piece of shit. And then when I read when I read your little write up on the girl pulling the gun on you, I'd be like, oh damn, this is incredible. You're a great author.
Yeah, this is incredibly believable. This happened to you.
You're awesome. You are amazing. And then I would high five you.
But at the same time, that was a traumatic thing. You know, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you
What
okay
did he
after having a gun pointed at you?
He read it and he was like, "This is stupid."
He's like, I wouldn't have wrote it that way. I don't find it very convincing. I'm like, that's supposed to be convincing, man. This is something that happened. I'm not trying to convince anybody.
What did he say? Was he like, if I wanted to be convincing, I would say, I also contacted a lawyer and I'm seeing about my options.
Yeah. Right.
When I signed up for this job, I didn't sign up to get guns drawn on me.
Oh, well, my company is very much on board with that not being something that we should be and dealing with.
Yeah. Oh no.
That whole thing. Yeah.
What if they just told you, like, suck it up, Dan, it's part of the job?
Yeah. These are your assigned hours and you better go with it. Or you're fired.
You know what this job entailed when you took it.
Turn in your gun and your badge. What gun and badge?
You know, you should mail him a glitter bomb.
Mail who a glitter bomb?
The guy, your sister's boyfriend. Like we could talk about it. I guarantee she doesn't watch shows live.
Nah, she probably doesn't.
He's been gone
for that.
He's been gone. You could pull your dick out. And
like an hour.
I'll go on YouTube and I'll report it.
Oh, that's horrible. Why would you say that?
I'm just saying it in case he's watching, so he'll join.
Yeah, it's like hell.
If you want, you could show your butthole and then I'll report it and we can get him banned. It's the ultimate troll move.
Just getting some air to my little butthole.
Yeah. You guys think Joseph Bowles is a fucking liar? Look at my bowels.
Yeah, take a look in here. See it? Do you see it?
I don't know. I'm trying to see if any of the Filipinos go live because then I'll get them to, send me a link. Oh shit, Jocelyn's live. I'm gonna.
You're going over to Jocelyn's, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll get you.
Yeah.
Every live stream should subscribe to Clay R15 20 times. Hold on, watch.
Uncle Larry says my buddies always told me Bourbon Street smells like piss and puke. I was at 808. Holy shit. Yeah, Uncle Larry's probably not still here.
I'll post the link, girl. I'll join. So will my friend Danny. Will you join?
Tell her I might get some soup or something too. I don't know.
I'll be like, he knows I got MCC, but he wants you.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy that photoshops a girl on my motorcycle. What is this? You being a shark over here, Clay the Shark?
StreamYard link. StreamYard link, or I will never super chat you again. Oh, yes, no, that's StreamYard.
Oh, She's using YouTube Native Live. I kind of forget that I actually have that option. Like if I ever do a sleep stream, I could just do it on YouTube itself because I don't need guests. Just me sleeping. Yunji, watch me. Thank you, Sir Dan. You're welcome. Can I say, I know how to please a lady.
She's very so anal.
Did you see when she was on with Tracy? Yunji?
Yeah, and Tracy's like, "Hey,
It's like
Yank, what kind of beer you like?"
No, I mean like later though, because like you left and it was just me, her, and Tracy, and then I left because like she was making it so weird. Like Tracy's just like, "You want to have sex with Dan, don't you?" And Yunji's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh my god, what is this? I can't
I have all
be
these.
here right
I
now."
have all these like really hot Filipinas, and you have her, and I'll never let you forget it.
We'll see who has the last laugh. Okay, we'll see.
You're gonna go to Korea, but I'm gonna go to the Philippines.
Yeah, Korea's a first world nation, first of all, so already I'm winning.
Yeah, but she's not a first world girl.
Number 2, she loves cats.
You're gonna go there, and she's gonna be like, "Dan, you sleep now," and I watch.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm not tired right now. I'd be like, you sleep now. She brings out the chloroform. I'm like, oh no, what did I get myself
Like
into?
you sleep now, and she pulls out like a samurai sword.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
You
Guess
sleep
I'm
now, right?
heading
I
to
make.
bed. Can I have some alcohol?
No, I actually like Kamanja. I don't think she's that dumb. I think it's just more like a language barrier. Like obviously, something's going on there, but like I think a lot of it is the language barrier because like Korean is it's so hard for Koreans or Japanese or like Chinese, like Mandarin, Cantonese speakers to learn English because it's like so different. Because you have to remember like Philippines, all their languages are like Austronesian languages, which are similar to like Latin languages,
We
but
also
like
just sound different.
all their languages are like tone and pitch based. So it's like very hard for them to comprehend. Like we have different words for everything. We have different words for everything in our vocabulary. And they have like one word will have like 20 to 30 meanings depending on Hangyang Suya.
Ping pong.
I actually know like a little bit of Korean, like Anan Haseo.
Ananasio.
Yeah.
Not in my asshole.
Next time you see her, be like Anyan Haseo.
Ananasio.
That means it's like their way to say hello. But I think it means more than hello. I think it means like hello, how are you, or something.
Why do I not trust you? That's
I
what
swear
that
to
means.
God.
It probably is, but I still don't trust you, man. I feel like I'd look it up and be like, I like it up my asshole.
No. Anyang Haseo is hello in basic Korean. Anyang, it's spelled like this. Their languages are like alien languages in movies where like even Philippines, like something that's like one word, like hi, will be like 7 syllables. But then like like something that's a whole sentence in like English is just like one syllable word. So that's in the private chat I put, that's how you say hello in Korean.
Yeah.
It's Anyang Haseo.
Annyeong haseo.
Yeah.
Annyeong haseo.
It means hello, but it also means goodbye. So it's
it
kind
could
of like
also mean I'm going to kill you. So you got to watch out how you say it.
No, to be honest,
You
like
never
what
look
that
at them
means,
in the eyes while you say it.
you want to know what that means in Korean? It means like, I know you're retarded, and I'm gonna put it in your butt.
Or it could mean hello.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Just depends. Is it a
You know, I
Tuesday?
know this shit, dude. I watch Korean like shows and movies like almost every day. I told you about Space Weavers, that clearly.
Clearly.
I love how you watched it because I thought it was great, and you were like, "Oh, it was so good," and then Richard's like, "That was terrible. It sucked."
Yeah, that sucked.
Like, what's wrong with him? He's like
I
fucking
think the
dumb.
problem is like he didn't drink and watch it. You know, if you drink
After
and
that,
watch
like,
it,
I don't think I'll ever like listen to anything he ever said. like I will, but I won't like
because it's
take
just
it
not
apart.
trustworthy.
If he's like, "Oh, you should
Yeah.
try this. It's so good," I'm gonna be like, "You're fucking a piece of shit."
Yeah, you have terrible taste.
Yeah, you're like beer advocate. Like certain beers I really like especially American beers, like fucking Hams or Miller High Life. Beer advocate is like 42. This is terrible piss water.
Yeah.
You know, and that's Richard. Then some shit that tastes like bullshit, like you're literally eating or drinking liquid marijuana. Like it's all skunky and pissy. They're like 98. This is amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, I just love the pioneer. It's like, God, dude.
That's what I think about Scotch guys, because like every Scotch guy I know, they're like, "Oh, it's so smooth. It's got like creamy coffee and caramel notes," and I drink it. I'm like,
well, that's because you like Richard are not cultured.
Not me, because like I am cultured.
Scotch is great, okay? Scotch is
But
amazing.
no, like certain Scotch I
don't
like.
have it
Like
anymore, but
I'm just saying, whiskey guys in general, like there's some Scotches, Dan, that are like hundreds of dollars for a fifth.
you have
And
to understand.
you watch these guys try them,
You
and they're
remember.
like, there's caramel and toffee notes and like a creaminess. And then you try and you're like, this is like fucking ass. Like I'd rather have like Johnny Walker Red Label. Like what is this shit? You know?
It's like taste.
It's almost like it's like the same as the beer guys, where like the worse it is and the shittier and like thicker and nastier, they're like, oh, this is amazing. This is the best. And then you drink something that's like really drinkable and good, like say Gilby's gin, and people will be like, "Oh, this is a C minus. Like it's a good mixer."
Well, you know, I'm me and Ronald J. Terrio. We're very similar. That we
Well, he is. He's not one of them. I'm talking like the people on like these websites, like Reddit, Beer Advocate.
I know, but like both Ronald and I would agree with you about like most of what you're saying, but I think we both disagree when you talk about Scotch, because Scotch is its own animal, man. Like if you don't like Scotch, you don't like Scotch. But like single malt, like you're getting something that is very pungent. And you know that going into it if you drink Scotch. Like you drink a blended if you want a smooth experience.
Yeah, well, I know it, but like also like I'm telling you, I've had really expensive shit, like Johnny Walker Blue. And like personally, when I tried, I'm like, this is definitely not worth it. Like, and then people will name all this shit that like I don't taste. Like notes, like toffee. Like for example,
you start
say
to
like,
wonder if they're just making it up, you know?
yeah. They'll be like, oh, there's like a toffee caramel, like creaminess.
There's a cinnamon note here.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, like there's like nowhere near between Johnny Walker Blue and Red Label. There's like nowhere near the difference to justify like a 90% price difference. What was up with that?
I know Joe joined and then he left again.
But you know what I'm saying? Like certain shit like Pappy Old Van Winkle, Remy Martin. Like I got this black friend Edwin. He spent like $500 on a fifth of Remy Martin. That was like some special edition, and I can't remember what it was called. It was like $500. And I was like, yeah, this is good, but it's like not $500 good. Like regular Remy Martin VSOP is like not that different. You know, it's kind of like one of those things. Like you're not like a watch guy or a shoe guy, but it's like that. Like a Seiko is like a really good watch with a really reliable movement. It's automatic and it's made in Japan, and you get a nice Seiko for $500. A Swiss movement, like a Rolex, will be about $5 to $10,000, and it's like nowhere near as reliable. You know, and it's definitely not worth it. But like, it's a Swiss movement, so people pay it. It's kind of like comparing a Volvo to a Honda Civic. They're both like stupid, shitty economy cars, but a Honda Civic will last forever. And it's probably like, if you look at it at a realistic value, like you would think a Honda Civic would be worth more than a Volvo because it's like a better machine. It's going to last longer. But it's not. And craft beer too. Craft beer is another good one, and wine. Like craft beer, you can buy like a $15 6-pack of some craft beer that tastes like fucking asshole, and then you can get a 6-pack of Miller High Life or something for like $4 that tastes great. But then people are gonna give that a shitty review and give that asshole tasting craft beer like a great review, just because it's expensive. Like I'm not saying all expensive shit is bad, but I'm saying like some expensive shit you taste it and you're like, this is terrible. Like people must only like this because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to be duped.
You know what I'm saying? Like, try to think of some examples because I know you could. Like, there's so many things out there. Like Mercedes-Benz cars are like pieces of shit and like not reliable, but they're so expensive because it's all about like that name. Like, oh, I got a Benz.
Yeah, or an Apple.
Yeah, Apple. Apple, like, I can't hate on Apple because it is good, especially like their computers, because it doesn't run on Windows, so like you're not prone to get viruses. But at the same time, if you look at the specs and the hardware, like it's not even comparable to like a equivalent plus Windows computer. The Windows, the hardware is like way better for the same price.
Yeah.
Joe, you drunk?
I'm not getting it.
Joe, what are you doing? You got yourself full screen. You got to like put us in the panel mode, brother.
There's a popper.
Hey, girl. Is that your wife? Is that your wife, Joseph?
No, my mother.
Have you got that focused on me?
Oh.
Because if you better damn sight turn it off.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm actually kind of jelly of your wood floors because I want to get rid of my carpet and get floors like that.
It's so much easier to clean.
I know. I got them in my kitchen and like living room and bathroom, and I love them, but like I want it throughout the whole house.
Well, I think in your bedroom it's nice to have a carpet just so your feet aren't like super cold.
See, when I bought this place, dude, everything was carpet, like even the kitchen and bathroom. So it was like really weird. and I got wood. But it's not true wood. It's like that vinyl. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's like waterproof, but it's like a vinyl waterproof fake wood, but it snaps together like regular wood. And I
Yeah.
really, really love it. Like I know you see my kitchen floor when I'm live or whatever, but I want to get that like same exact floor just throughout my whole house. Because if you have the same floor throughout your whole house with no transitions, it also makes it look a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
it's
true.
easier. I got the vacuum. The vacuum I have, it's the Dyson. I forget what it's called, but you can like turn the brush off for solid floors, and then it's just like pure suction. And it's so easy to clean. You just like roll it over. It sucks up all the dog hair and like shit on your floor.
Yeah.
Joe, what are you doing? What are you watching? What you watching on TV, Joe? Is this like an infomercial?
That's the king, so.
Show them one more time. You focus that thing on me. One more time. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it on.
Cool.
Why does your mom look so mad at the sink?
Because she don't want to be filmed. Because they can see.
No, they can't see me until you turn that damn thing around.
Just like walk right up to her and just like hold it in her face.
You better shut your motherfucker's mouth. Put my son, put you in the ass.
Man, she sounds so mean.
I don't know how old you are, but you be in the woodshed.
Damn.
She might have had a rough day. I don't know.
So you gotta tell her you're moving out. Just come live with me, dude. I got extra rooms. We get drunk all day.
Sound like an alligator.
Oh, yeah.
We get drunk all day. I got all kinds of mowers and shit. We just get drunk all day and fuck around and ride mowers and talk about how much we hate our moms.
No wonder you don't pay your bills.
Fucking barbecue pork ribs and shit.
You guys did that live. I'd totally watch it.
You know how awesome it would be?
Yeah.
It would honestly be cool as fuck to live with someone who wants to like get drunk all day and party and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Well, I get another beer.
I do love you, but I mean, that. Well.
So she just cleaned the dishes, huh?
No, she's fixing the coffee for mom. Hey, those that don't know you want. Would you bring me a dish rag? Literally would too. Yeah.
Jack, you ever drink this shit? Do you ever get just like regular Coors Banquet, not the Coors Light? Tuesday, get drunk. Are you still there, Dan?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that he was like, "This is my mother."
Yeah.
I don't know this. I just would. I don't know what you're talking about. We'll cut that last stream off. Because just cut my stream off. No. They like uh-huh. Yeah, there we go. He's doing it. Hello.
What are they talking about?
I don't know. Somebody called him.
No, I won't do that.
Oh, what the fuck are they doing?
I can be alive in space. Let me get that. Let me get it. Let me get it. It's my phone. Let me get it. Hello?
Have you never exaggerated your own importance in order to impress a young
I
lady?
know. Yeah, you stop calling here, you motherfucker. No account piece of shit.
What the fuck are they doing?
I like to get you around the neck.
What is going on, Dan?
I don't know.
If he ends it, you want to go private or something?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, I'm not. Well, cut the light open the shed. I'm done. No, I can't take no more of this. It's that Joe, it's the same guy that you told me to on that thing.
Jesus.
Go.
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't put the phone down like that.
Coors Banquet is like honestly really good.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it back when you were drinking all
Oh,
those
I
years
loved
ago?
it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah, that's something that you could drink every day, honestly.
I have
You're
been.
a
But
daily driver.
I think I still like Miller High Life better, but I do like Coors Banquet.
It's good to switch between the two.
I don't like Coors Light at all. Which is weird because I like Miller Lite, but Coors Light to me tastes like nothing like Coors Banquet.
What's that? Shit, Joe, the thorn. What do you protect me doing? I don't need no protection from you.
That's it.
Coors Banquet though is decent.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think is closer, Miller High Life and Miller Lite, or Coors Banquet and Coors Light?
I don't know. I like Miller Lite and Coors Light, and I like Miller High Life, and I like
Hey, sexy. But I like, I don't know, like I just don't like Coors Light, dude. I don't know, like I have a buddy, and that's all he drinks. So every time I go over there, It's one of my motorcycle buddies. So I'll go over there to like work on bikes and shit, and I'll drink it, and it's like tolerable, but I really don't like it. Like I think I'd rather have Bud Light than Coors Light.
Coors Light doesn't really taste like much, but if it's cold, I don't know, it just hits the spot. It's a nice like lawnmower beer.
No, I'd rather have Miller Lite.
Yeah, Miller Lite's good too.
But you know, taste too. Like we always talk about taste, but taste is subjective. At the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
Well, you know, like so many people like on these like groups I'm in, I'll like rate something and they'll be like, "Why? Why is that? Like, what is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, taste is subjective. Like, just because I don't like it or I do like it doesn't mean you will or you won't."
Yeah, like this. I like the smell of mildew. People think that's weird.
Yeah. I could shit in like a bottle, like with liquid diarrhea, and be like, "Oh, this is really good scotch," and then some guy out there would be like, "Oh, it's so great. There's notes of caramel and toffee.
Yeah, there's some toffee in there, all right.
There's notes of peanut." What is that?
It's beer. Just kidding. It's polar, sparkling. Seltzerade with essence of fresh lemons. It's it should be blood orange. Yeah, blood orange lemonade.
Ew.
It's guilt-free. It's got 0 calories. No artificial sweeteners. It's very healthy for you, Clay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you knew, but you know, I'm a big health nut. That's how I got this physique. I worked very hard to get this body. Had to eat all the right things, exercise. It had nothing to do with going to the hospital.
Yeah. How's your dialysis going?
Yeah, right. How's your hands?
Hey, Dan, how is your dialysis? Why do you have kind of a Hitler mustache right now? Is that a subliminal thing? Did you do that on purpose to like box Joe?
What, this?
Yeah.
No.
How did I not notice that until like just now?
No, there's facial hair there.
No, only like underneath your nostrils.
Welcome to my world. How now, brown cow?
Hell no, brown cow.
How now, brown cow?
Hell yes, purple chest. Could you tell?
Yeah.
It's so great. Ooh.
Yeah, some things are pretty obvious.
I really do like Genesee. Like the Genesee Honey Brown and the Genesee Cream Ale are like phenomenal. They're amazing. But if you tried that, like say you were drinking and you tried the Honey Brown and you were like, yeah, I really like this, then you would also love Pabst because I had a case of Paps and Richard brought that over, and we tried them side by side, and they're almost like indistinguishable. But so, if you like Old Milwaukee, like regular PBR and Old Milwaukee are the same, where they're almost like if you poured them in a glass, it would be very, very hard to tell the difference. There's very little difference.
Hey, I think Richard wants to go private. Do you think we should? I think we should.
Yeah.
Well, everybody who's here for Joe's channel, subscribe to him. He's a good chap. And
It's fun.
take her easy.
Later, guys. It was fun. Subscribe to Joe. He goes live a lot, and we'll all join, and it's just a good time. If you're new, you can always join, click the link, and it's always fun. And if you're watching Jesse,